Oh, man.
I hit the button. We should be live now.
All right.
Using the old layout we used to use for the other Xbox show. It just updated it a little bit.
Well, we might as well bring it back because we won't even be able to bring it back long enough for them to be around.
The
But I guess
Alchemist
we'll see.
is in the live chat room. Alchemist. He says Xbox goes to hell.
That's for sure.
Well, we have to cut that fanboy scene out of that movie, Anthony, because I guess it doesn't matter anymore.
They're not going to be around. We might have to reference it though, because there'll be something, there'll be like the Ghost of Christmas Past at that point. Like there'll be kind of like a sudden memory that we'll have, and we'll be like, oh yeah, you know what? Do you remember that? What was that console? And then we'll just be brainstorm. We'll just be like thinking about all the times that like, oh yeah, remember when they used to make consoles and they used to care? Now we'll just have to turn it into like this weird fever dream that they used to be, competing. But we're gonna get into a lot of jeez.
We have in the live chat room the Alchemist, the MILF Man, and JB Zombie 89, which is now the proud owner of a Polymega.
What?
Oh, no that's way. Cool.
He messaged me. He said, "You know what? Your videos, I bought it."
Congrats.
That's cool, man.
So I have 400 CDs that he can have right now. Throw them away. Or we can clone your NVMe. If you buy an NVMe, I could just clone mine onto yours. You put it in your machine, you should have everything. So
you don't have to sit there and rip. And then he could just rip his own library on top of that if he wants to. Yeah. That's awesome, man.
You can rip the 400 discs and waste.
So you could buy them right now, and then they'll ship for April. So that's pretty cool. Like that's not a bad turnaround time. And yeah, I mean you got your money's worth with that thing, man.
Yeah,
that's cool.
All right. We got people in here, so good.
Yeah, this is not something we ought to be honest with you. Not that I didn't want to record this, but it's just such it's almost like a friend disappointing you. It's like, damn. We
didn't want to record this, but you know what? We kind of saw this coming without realizing what was going on.
Yeah.
And I said, I think I jinxed this whole thing because I said, these guys, I said this a year ago, a little bit over a year ago, that I felt that Xbox was using the community. People are saying, "Oh, they don't what was that? They don't do what's it?
Marketing."
Marketing. I was gonna say advertising, but I knew that wasn't the word. They don't do any marketing. It's like because you are marketing it for them for free. The community, which is a really good community. I'm not blaming the community at all.
No.
But the community is really good, and they believed in this product, and they're promoting it. And Microsoft knows that. And they know, these guys are going to promote our stuff. They're going to just keep resubbing the Game Pass. The games are coming, don't worry. And they have an echo chamber of the Xbox community. And again, I'm not shitting on the community. They're really cool people. We have a few of them on the show. We've had a few.
And they listen to the show. Yeah.
They listen to the show. But I always felt they took advantage of the community because, big deal. They would tweet these guys or come on the show every once in a while, but they never gave them their due. And I always thought that was kind of shitty. Like these guys are working their asses off and they never, did something to show them support. I mean, maybe they've done stuff behind the scenes that we don't know about. I have no idea, but
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just the whole thing is weird. We have Jamie on in the chat. We have Stevie Mac in the chat.
Yo.
So, that's how I felt about a year ago. And I was like, they're really screwing everybody over when they should really, boast of the community. And you could tell because Xbox would have their own podcasts and they would do less views than the community's podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, that's pretty embarrassing that the $1 trillion company gets less views than, the community.
There's more engagement with just fan
there's
podcasts.
More engagement with the community. So why don't you help the community out? But make those guys the hosts of the Xbox show. You know what I mean? And I always felt that they kept the community at bay.
They try to act like they're listening to them, but at the same time, it almost seems like they have blinders on. Like they don't even want to know.
Right.
They're
And-
just like, we have our own goals, so we're gonna just keep, trucking along.
And I joked about a year and a half ago. It's like they're using the community.
Yeah, you would always be like Game Pass. Game Pass. Oh, but do the Game Pass. Like, doesn't matter. Oh, but do that, But what about this coming out? Isn't it supposed to come out? It's delayed. Yeah, but Game Pass. It's coming eventually.
It's delayed.
Just sign
Stay on
up.
Game Pass. Tell everybody. Yeah. Well, Blade's coming out. Yeah, tell everybody it made 18,000 fucking videos about Blade, which is probably going to be on all the consoles now.
Yeah,
Tell
exactly.
everyone what a great value it is and convince them to stay subbed.
Yeah.
They made the community look like fools because the community was there like cheering for them to get Activision because they thought, okay, we'll get all these games in Game Pass, blah, 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 blah. Then they turned around and didn't do that. We're still waiting for that, which who cares now, right?
Yeah.
And Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves coming to PlayStation or whatever. I didn't care about that. Those are older games and stuff like that. Who cares? But
that was the start of this.
That's what we heard over the weekend, right? Or we heard that last week. Over the weekend, this started blowing up into Xbox is done. And I was like, what the hell is this?
That's the headline all weekend.
Bro, Sunday, that shit blew up. And every insider that knew something came out and said, yep, this is it. So we're now at a situation where Xbox is putting their games on all platforms. And there's rumors they might not even make hardware anymore.
And that's why we're pretty much here tonight.
Right.
As opposed to, we're going to be live Wednesday to probably talk about more stuff, but like, this is such a blow to the gaming fans, in my opinion, that we can't really help but feel a certain way about it. I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody here, but like all of us three collectively, like this is pretty much like bumming us out. As if the gens weren't this console gen specifically, last console gen had a lot of us getting kind of disappointed, but this gen specifically already has had a rough, almost 4 years, going on 4 years. It's past 3 years now, going into the fourth year. This is just like, it's just like, what the hell, It just leaves us wondering what the hell happened to this brand that we not only, supported, spent money on, stayed subscribed, all this stuff.
I even said recently, the last few shows, let's say the last month and a half, 2 months, I said Xbox doesn't care. They don't care.
Yeah, and you've said I might just not even renew my Game Pass because
I'm not renewing it now. Hell no. I mean, I'm
There's
up
no
until
point.
September, so
yeah, you're fine for a little bit, but
Who
you
cares?
don't really need. Yeah, it's like, all right, if you can, because what
we're
that
hearing
means.
bad things about that too. They might be taking the games day one off of Game Pass.
Right.
So, like Indiana Jones wouldn't debut day one in Game Pass.
But that's what they advertised, which is weird, right?
Well, they said
It's
a
like,
lot of shit, Anthony, that they ain't fucking doing. So
we can't. Yeah, we can't. It's like we got to tread lightly with their news.
Jamie, I've seen him on Twitter. I actually liked and retweeted some of his stuff about this situation. Very smart kid right there. Dreadpool, what's going on? SIB Studios, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean,
Matt,
look,
what's going on? Wesson, how you doing? SIB Studios. I ain't said that
Yo.
already. I might have said that already.
Yeah, it's
go ahead.
It's no, I was just saying it's funny because Phil Spencer is typically praised for, oh well, he's he's a gamer, he actually plays stuff, and it's like, yeah, he's playing while we're pretty much
he was playing Diablo 4 while there was a huge Twitter
the internet
Spaces
was
going
breaking.
on,
Yeah,
and he's sitting there. Hey.
yeah. I just want to show you I'm a gamer still. It's like, dude, you gotta get off your
He was
ass.
probably
and,
playing
like,
on PlayStation. No, he wasn't. He was playing on Xbox.
He's beta testing the port.
yeah, he has access to the.
Listen,
But yeah,
I understand this comes from the top at Microsoft down to the Xbox gaming division, or Microsoft Games as they're called. I don't even know what it's called now.
yeah,
Because Microsoft does this. They relegate to the or delegate to the Xbox section and the Windows section. They basically tell them, make these cuts, do this, do that, cancel this, cancel that.
yeah,
So
and they got to
it's
do
not
it.
like Phil Spencer woke up one morning and said, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to fuck over the Xbox community. No, this came from the top at Microsoft. And there's not much you could do about it. However, the issue is, apparently, from what we've been hearing, they've known about this for months. and they kept it from the community. And it's like you're selling systems for Christmas. People are buying games digitally on sale during the countdown sale and all that stuff. Like, people are investing in your product, and you're going to turn around and just can it like they've done with the Zune and all these other products that they've gotten rid of. And again, that's Microsoft. That's not the Xbox division or Microsoft Games. That's Microsoft in general.
Now, does that bring life to their 2028 plans that we saw leaked back in September that we always kind of go back to?
It's
like,
up
do you
in the
think...
air now. We'll find out now. Phil Spencer made a statement at 3 p.m. today. Everyone was waiting all morning. Everyone thought 9 a.m.
I saw Wario put it up, and he was just like, Xbox, I was like, uh-oh. I was like, now we got to wait a week.
The fact that he just said, hey, we'll address everybody next week.
We hear you. Like, oh, yeah, you do. I'm sure you do.
See, open your fucking eyeball. Stop playing Diablo and look right here, you bitch. Okay? I'm fucking tired of this bullshit. You're going to fucking see and hear me now. Because I've spent a ton of money on your products, you fuck.
Yeah, you might as well play the music now, because it's over. No,
Well, that music's going to be played. It might be played next week when the ship breaks, which, again, I don't know what day, what time.
We don't know.
But the minute that ship breaks, I'm going live. If these guys are around, they could jump on. But originally, we were supposed to get that news today, but they chickened out. They're like, oh, yeah, we got to prepare a thing. No, motherfucker.
For stuff they've known for months. Yeah. Stuff you've known for months.
It's like
and you're gonna sit
Vince
there.
McMahon thing. Yeah, I didn't do any of that stuff. Then Johnny Ace comes out 2 days later. I'm a victim. Like, well, you just confirmed everything that they fucking said about him.
Yeah.
This guy just confirmed that there is an issue, but they ain't ready to talk about it. We gotta wait a week. Really, we've been waiting 85 fucking years for games. Now we gotta wait a week for news?
After we've already invested in the consoles and the hardware.
So you guys can prepare? Get out of here with that, man. We're tired of waiting, okay? We have invested in this machine, in this ecosystem, these controllers. I got 2 fucking pink controllers coming here on Valentine's Day. I'm going to cancel that shit. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, we always say on the show,
we can't even sell our Xboxes because they ain't worth nothing now.
Yeah, now they're definitely not.
You just fucked everybody over. Everyone that bought these things, you fucked over. Now, I wouldn't sell my Xbox because if this is the last one, I'm going to keep it.
You got to hang on to it, yeah.
What? There are people that they picked it over PlayStation for Christmas. You just fucked all those people.
You did, yeah. And that means that this, Brooklyn launch and everything else will be the last console.
No, Brooklyn might not even come out.
Why would they even bother?
That's true.
If they're going to put all their games on all the platforms, why would they make hardware? That's the issue. The hardware costs too much money to make and it's not selling.
Right. So you think that might just be scrapped? Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to find out next week. But again, can we believe them? He said himself, it was a year ago for Redfall, don't believe me until you have the games in your hand.
Yep.
Well, we're still waiting.
You know where he looked like a used salesman with a gun to his head? Used car salesman with a gun to his head? Yeah, don't believe me. It sounded like Paul Heyman. I was like watching ECW again. Yeah, I got the money. Just come to the ring, wrestle. The guy wrestles, never gets paid. But we said he was like Eric Bischoff, this guy Spencer.
Well, that's a good
exactly what happened to WCW. Turner came in, said we don't want wrestling anymore. WCW was like, all right, we don't know what we can do about this shit now. Microsoft comes down to the Xbox division, Microsoft Games, whatever they're called, and goes, we don't want the hardware anymore. And the only thing they can go is, all right, like nothing we can do. Same exact shit. You might as well sell the Xbox division to Sony for what? Vince bought it for $2 million, WCW. Sell it to Sony for $1 million. They could afford it.
Oh my god! Imagine they lost all that money, $70 billion, just to sell for $1 million.
Jim Ryan must be kicking his own ass right now. He lost his job for nothing.
Yeah, that's literally like. And I have a question, I guess, because some people are saying it in the chat. But do you guys feel like it's all wasted now?
We're not ignoring you guys. We're just trying to get
but the question for you two, do you think do you feel like it's just kind of wasted now? Like, what's the point of even investing anything else
until this guy makes a statement?
Because and I know everyone in the chat,
I'm not buying nothing. Okay,
right. Because I know people in the chat can relate, just like us. We spent money, we got DLC, we got, like years of purchased stuff
That's
that
fine.
we've
I could play
invested
all
in
that
this
stuff here. But the
ecosystem.
thing is, why would I continue?
Yeah, like what? Yeah, exactly. That's why some people might think of this as just kind of like a real end of an era, because all that stuff, all the accounts, the Xbox Live, the gamer score, the Microsoft points, all the stuff that we invested through the years from original Xbox till now. Like you said, there's not really of like, it's like, is this just the end? Is this the end point where like we're really just going into the PC realm now?
Well,
Like
the
consoles
Xbox
aren't really
One,
going to be
this
reliable
all goes
anymore.
back to 2013, my man. The Xbox
Yeah.
One killed Xbox at the end of the fucking day. That day killed the brand.
And yeah, Xbox One did better sales than
It
what
was
they're
like the
currently
finger
doing,
poke
right?
of doom when WCW, the minute Nash poked Hogan, or Hogan poked Nash, it was over.
But this is close. This whole thing is like a close second to that, with how screwed up
It mirrors it.
Right.
Shockingly mirrors the same.
And with how
thing.
crappy the one was, it still sold better because of what the statistic they haven't
I don't
given
know about
like legit.
because I saw a lot of people buying Series X more than Xbox One, and I did see a lot of people buying Xbox One.
Right.
But I saw a lot of people buying Series X.
Well, they all were sold out, but that was for a little bit. But I don't know if now
PlayStation
again
was just more popular. I mean, it's the name.
Yeah.
All these stupid fucking people are like, well, I grew up with PlayStation, so it's all I know. Well, you're not a gamer. You're a fucking idiot. Because you don't play games.
I know.
That's the biggest excuse that I have. Well, PlayStation's all I know.
But now, if PlayStation's all you know,
go get your camping gear, your sleeping bag, move in front of the fucking the big towers over there at Sony, and sleep out there in Japan.
But now PlayStation can be all you know, and you can play everything. So who gets the last laugh now? You know what I mean? Which is like
nobody does because once Microsoft exits the hardware, that's where Sony goes. Standard games are $100 digital now.
Right.
Because they ain't keeping the disc drive. I know you people love shoving the discs up your ass. But Sony ain't keeping it for the 6.
But still, Xbox is removing any kind of competition.
The games are going to be $100. Maybe if you want the deluxe edition, Anthony, $200.
Yeah, but they're pulling out of the competition.
Fucking 18 or 7. They're going to go back. They're going backwards, right? That'll be $250 for the digital deluxe. Standard will be $150 because they're already charging you $120 for the digital deluxe. You're paying all this money for these stupid fucking games. It's not even worth it.
No, and the thing is that they literally just like pulled out of the competition. So now it's just going to be
man.
Sony and Nintendo. And Nintendo's in their own lane. They're going to be fine this year.
This is where Nintendo comes in.
Nintendo's going to be fine this year.
Nintendo's going to be fine, but this is where Nintendo can drop the fucking dime on Sony. They release like a Series X console. You keep the Switch. That's your handheld. But you drop a box like the 4K Xbox, the Series X. Bro, Nintendo is king. And everyone's happy.
And
Everybody's happy.
Nintendo still has real exclusives.
Imagine playing
like
Gears
that
of
term.
War on the fucking Nintendo. The 4K Nintendo.
Yeah. All those games will be made available to them.
You wouldn't even need Xbox. I mean, you're not going to be able to use it anyway, but... All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Say what you got to say.
I was just saying, like Nintendo, they still have actual exclusives. Like that term exclusive is actually like correct with Nintendo because they have games that like you can only really get there. And
they put some of the games on PC back in the day.
Yeah, no, they did, but
Mario
not nowadays.
teaches typing. Come on.
Yeah, but nowadays they don't do that anymore. It's just on the Switch, so they can get people to buy their console again and to also play all this other stuff if they have a console that can handle it. But it's like you're giving Sony and Nintendo this extra leverage here. Nintendo's already fine, but now, especially with Sony, they've already been ahead with the sales. But even then, it's like, dude, like you're just killing this brand.
It's VB's here. What's up? So the Discord, this is a brand new Discord. If you want to jump on and give your opinion, DM me on Twitter for the link or message me on Discord. Obviously, I can't reply here, but I can on my phone. I can get on Discord as well. If you want to jump in. Again, this Discord is not so people can fucking post pictures and write funny shit. This is to be on this show today only. So if you want to come on here and give your opinion, message me. I'll give you the link to Discord. You're popped in with us and you can talk about it. But if you're going there to post memes and shit, this is not the Discord for that. So there you go. Let's get to the chat real quick. I gotta scroll all the way up here. No point knowing an Xbox says it's VB. 20 plus years of memories. Now, Jamie on asked this question online. He asked it here. Did it feel like this in 2001? Actually, in 2002 was where Dreamcast probably, didn't probably. 2002 is where Dreamcast pretty much was announced as discontinuing. And it was early 2002. It didn't suck. I mean, it didn't suck. It sucked, but it wasn't as bad as this because the Dreamcast was only a couple of years old. People had really good games. And, it was like, it sucks as it's dying, but we have...
It was a few-year cycle.
We have a library of really good titles for this console. We'll be fine.
Well, it died with dignity.
Right.
Whereas this thing is dying as a...
This thing is dying, and it's like, Game Pass. Fuck your library. Fuck this. Fuck that. Yeah. Oh, you bought these controllers? Go fuck yourself.
Oh, we just showed you Indiana Jones? Well, guess what? It'll be on PS5. It's all good. It's like, dude.
Again, Sega didn't use their community. I feel that Xbox used their community. Whether they did it on purpose or not, which I think they did. Can't prove it, though.
No, you can't, but it's
unless
like
this guy writes another fucking email and it gets leaked out.
Well,
sorry we used you.
Yeah, sorry.
But no, the Dreamcast did die with dignity because it was a really good machine. It was their swan song. And it was great. It was incredible. And we still play those games today. They're iconic. Dreamcast library.
Xbox has a pretty iconic library too.
You know what's funny about that? And this goes for the Wii U as well. The irony. Dreamcast had all exclusive games and some third parties. What killed Dreamcast was, number one, the DVD drive. It didn't have a DVD drive. PlayStation 2 did.
Right.
And they couldn't get third-party sports games like Madden and all that shit. Sega would not come. They couldn't come to an agreement with Madden, or they don't want Madden on their platform. That's what killed them. Those two things right there killed them. People will say, no, it was the piracy or whatever. It wasn't really that. People were buying systems to play the pirated games. What else was I saying? Oh, the Wii U. All exclusive games, no third-party support. Dead. So, it is what it is. What else you got here? What?
Do you guys think that now that this is all happening, Phil is going to be out of here at some point soon?
Well, just now that this leaked, probably.
Could. Yeah. It's been, 10 years?
Not that he leaked it, but, he's in command of the ship.
Right, and they can easily use him
if this makes Microsoft look bad, he's out of here.
Right.
Satya's not going.
Yep. They'll just use him and be like, it was his fault.
Yeah, like they did with Jim Ryan.
Yep.
Which, you know what? I hate to fucking say. I don't know the guy. We don't know the guy. He might be a great guy, Phil Spencer. The guy couldn't keep half the fucking words he's been keeping the last few years. Now, he did it. He did a good job with the one, steering the Xbox One up until the Series X. Dude, once the Series X hit, I don't know if this guy had a midlife crisis at some point, but he just fucking gave up on everything. He played Redfall for 20 minutes. Yeah, sell that shit for $70. He knew it was bad.
He got the promotion.
And instead of recalling the game or delaying the game, he just put it out there and hoped nobody noticed.
And by the time the 60 frame shit happened, it was too late.
That's when we got the used car salesman gun to us. Oh, you don't have to believe me till they have the game in their hand. That thing was so embarrassing. That interview where
I remember watching it.
He was put on the spot. And he took the brunt of it, and he should have, and we commended him for that. But at the end of the day, you rewatch
that guy was like, "Yo, I'm just asking this on behalf of the fans."
You would never see somebody at Sony go, "Whoa."
No. The guy on the show was just asking, like, "Hey, look, I'm asking this on behalf of the fans.
Again,
like,
we're not Xbox haters. I love my Xbox. I have several of them. I have one in my bathroom. I have an 85-inch television in my bathroom with a Series X.
Whoa.
I don't have one in my
Dedication.
bathroom, but I have one in every other room in the house.
Oh man.
But if
Pretty
I
fat.
win the lottery,
You
one
own
of
enough
these things is going to
Xboxes
go in
that
the
you could,
bathroom with an
yeah, I was gonna
85-inch
say,
TV.
you have enough consoles on deck that you could afford an extra spare room with an Xbox.
Do you know
You know
how
what I
many
mean?
Series X boxes, just the boxes, are in my fucking basement? Just taking up room? It's crazy.
Several.
I got PlayStations all over the house. I got everything. I only have one Polymega, though. Hopefully they drop the price, so I got a few more of those. But, like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing? And then you got the balls to say, yeah, you guys got to wait a week to hear what we got to say about it. Fuck you, man. We waited 100 years for these games. Now you want us to wait a week to find out what the fate of the fucking division is? Kiss my ass. You come down here and you kiss my ass. Fuck you.
He's probably
That's what
gonna
I
be
feel
really
like saying
vague.
right now. I wouldn't
bet
even
you
let
he's-
this guy kiss my ass.
I bet you he's
He
gonna be
should kiss
vague
Rikishi's ass.
after he hasn't showered.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna be like, "Oh, where it makes sense, we'll put the games on other platforms," because he doesn't want to just
Yeah, put
flat
the
out
games in
say-
their ass. That makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you just had this Xbox developer thing. You know, you're showing us games. We're like, all right, cool. You know, you're showing us stuff that's on the console.
Fred's in the room.
But this is it. You know, like I'm obviously, you know, getting
Abba.
ready to build this next PC and have a new phase of, like, you know, having a new PC again.
Abo's here.
And-
Jin's here. Slendy's
What's
here,
up?
which is Fred.
What's up?
And I would just recommend everyone to kind of just do the same. You know, at this point, just like start saving your money. If you probably, you know, were ever intimidated by a computer, you know, or something, you could figure it out.
Richard knew nothing about computers, and he built his own fucking computer by himself. Okay?
Right.
So Richard is an example that people in the chat room should look up to, that the guy said, I'm fucking tired of playing these shitty consoles. I'm building a PC. And he built it. And it runs beautifully.
He dug his way out of prison. He literally tunneled out of prison.
Yeah.
Like,
He worked his ass off, saved the money, bought the parts little by little, put them together, and that was it. And I even offered, hey, if you need to, like, Discord me, like video chat me, I'll help you through the process. One day he just comes on and be like, yeah, I built it. It's all set. I was like, holy shit, he didn't even ask me for help. And in fact, he recommended a cooler that I didn't know that I needed. And I ended up getting it for Star Build. And that's the cooler that's going to be in Anthony's PC. Because I didn't realize you needed a specific cooler for a Core i9. I thought it was like the Core i7, I can use any cooler I want. No. So shout out to him. He taught me something. And he did it by himself. But you guys in the chat can do what Anthony just said. You can build your own computers.
I just think that's where everybody should start looking at, because this isn't going to be pretty
No.
after this announcement. You know what I mean? So I think the writing has been on the wall that they've been kind of trying to get out of the console thing. And we joked for years, like when we would see these events, it'd be like, all right, and Halo, it's on PlayStation. But now it's like
Sony. Jamie says this sucks because I don't trust Sony. I don't have the money for a PC. Well, I mean, you can stick with Nintendo for now. Again, Nintendo, I think, and I said this last week, I think Nintendo's going to win this year.
Phil's back online.
finally.
Oh, he's back online. Weston, what's up?
I've been waiting for Nintendo to like win for.
Is he
10
watching
years.
Pornhub on the Xbox app?
The free
What if
3
that's the
months that Game
announcement?
Pass gives you. Yeah.
We know you're sorry. We're sorry. We know you're disappointed. So
Yeah.
we're gonna put the hub on Game Pass.
Yeah, let this make up for it.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm
Or
playing
access to
Xbox right
4K
now,
content.
says Abba. Oh, he's rubbing it in. Wow, I'm not reading that, Fred.
What? Oh my god.
Building PC is not really hard, says it's VB. I refuse to. This man changes his name every few months. I'm not reading his new names. It's VB and that's it. Have you pay attention to what you're doing? Let me see. What are you guys saying up here? Maybe they'll give us our money back. Yeah, they will in a class action. In about 10 years, they'll get 5 cents
They're
back.
they're not giving dick back.
They took Linux off the machine. Sue, sue.
Yeah.
What is that three-eyed thing from Star Wars in the thumbnail? Frank, why don't you tell him?
Oh, that's Gran. That's a species of alien named Gran.
The man with the
Look-
udders on his face.
Yeah, look it up.
Also, sidebar real quick. Did you guys see that crazy Paramount commercial? Like, what was that? I never
Yes.
thought that I would actually see
Paramount?
Scott Stapp and
I
Creed.
posted it.
Yeah. Like, I was just like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean? It was
I
just
gotta
funny.
watch that. How much for a decent PC build? You're talking like on the high end, $1,700. Middle range end, 1,500.
I was gonna say 15 to 18. That's so funny. We're like right on the money.
Well, I build them, so I know.
Yeah.
In the Core i7 days, it was like $1,100.
Oh, the green computer cost me like almost like 3/4 of what this one cost. It was way cheaper.
Well, yeah, because you bought a card that was like $800.
Yeah. But I mean, you can buy PlayStation. Like if they're gonna have Halo on PlayStation, just buy. If you don't have the money, play on PlayStation for now.
Well, all
That's
the
the way to do it.
now Microsoft made all the Xbox community guys, the fanboy guys, look like shit
Oh yeah.
because they were making the PlayStation guys eat shit for not having games and all that stuff. Now PlayStation guys are gonna make out better than the other guys.
They're gonna get everything.
So you just told everyone, yeah, you know what? We're putting our shit over there. Just go over there.
Yeah.
Play their
it's
games, our games, Nintendo's game. Well, maybe not Nintendo because they don't like PlayStation. You'll play all those games over there. Move to Japan. We don't want you here.
The two titans, Nintendo and Sony, going at it again.
Well, Nintendo
After
hates
30
Sony,
years.
and only stupid fanboy goes like, "Yeah, Nintendo and Sony are going to work together." No, they're not.
No, they're
way. It's gonna be
not.
war, bloody war. We
Noof
might get
Nukem
a
is in the
Nintendo
chat
bot.
room. Boom, boom,
Oh my
kaboom. Noof
God.
Nukem, what's up?
What's up?
I played
I can't-
Titanfall 2 with him the other day.
I can't believe
Okay.
Noof left the scene and then this ended.
He was tipped
You know what I
off.
mean?
Someone told
I
him.
was gonna say someone
out
told you
while you-
something, Noof. You knew something. Come on. No. This is
He's pulling his hair out right now.
I know that there's a lot of I know there's a lot of things in the chat that I'm reading about. Like, I know things are expensive. I know, but like, listen, if you just start saving now and you just stay on the consoles that you have, just save it, like you'll get there. It's just a matter of if you see this crap hitting the fan, especially with whatever comes out next week, officially,
Left what's
then it's basically going to be, you know, I think a lot of people should just, again, slowly but surely get something that you can piece together that will be good. I mean, because you don't really necessarily want to cheap out because you want something to last for a while, but it's worth it. I mean, if you just are tired of this crap and, you know, to be honest with you, if you have a PC, all their stuff is going to be on there anyway. All the PlayStation stuff's going to be on there day and date eventually anyway. So,
You know,
that might not be happening right now, but just so you have it for the future, you won't have to worry about this crap.
You know what goes good with the Xbox? It
What's
looks
up?
fantastic with a couple of lemons.
Freshly squeezed lemons right into the top of the.
Well, no,
Yeah.
it's a lemon. Like you buy a car that's broken, it's a lemon.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
It's a lemon.
lemon loss.
it's a lemon law.
Thanks, Phil Spencer.
Yeah, I don't know. I would just say do that because this is not going to be good. When we hear this news next week, whatever, like Perry said, whatever day that happens, you know,
It's Judgment Day.
I don't know if it's going to be like a statement, like a big ass paragraph, or it's going to be something that's like a video.
I like how the
But-
guy wrote, "We hear you and we heard you." It's like, you've been hearing us for like 8 years and you haven't said shit. You know what I mean? Everyone kept on hoping that this thing would work out. They'd get somewhere. They got Activision. They were going to start putting those games on there, and now forget about it. The timeline of this all makes it. We knew something was wrong before these insiders started leaking shit, because the console was $350 for Christmas. We're like, there's got to be a reason why it's $350.
Yeah, they're trying to move the stock
And
out.
we were like, okay, it might be because of Brooklyn. So that's, you process that in your head. You're like, okay. Then they're getting rid of the discs, and we're like, okay, Brooklyn. And now we're hearing, no, it's not quite Brooklyn. It's they kind of don't want to be in the hardware business. Sorry, I'm sorry. I bought multiple Xboxes. I probably 7 360s, 2 Xbox Ones. Knew if I had maybe about 30 to 40 Xbox Ones. These guys will tell you that.
Yeah.
Every color. You collected them like shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I got my money back. I was able to sell them all and got my money
Yeah.
back. And more. Some of them I sold for more
You
money.
did at the right time too. You saw that as well. You're like, yep, I'm getting rid of these.
1 Xbox One S, 2 Xbox One X's, 2 Series X's, 1 Series X. And why? Because I love Xbox. Me too, man.
Well, they don't love us.
I just
They
told
don't love
everybody,
us.
I got them stacked in my basement, the boxes up to the ceiling.
We might love them, or we
Console-
thought we did, but now they fucking hate us, man.
Oh, console war the fuck out of that bitch. I thought this was Don Matrick type shit was behind us, the resurgence of the brain. Yeah, me too. Going full digital is one thing, but giving up the console is crap. Exactly.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
basically saying we don't love you. Here's the middle finger. Oh, you spent all this money throughout the years. We don't care. Like all of us collectively
He's
have
a lemon.
just
Not him.
But-
Phil Spencer's a lemon.
right. Yeah, and a lemon with selling used cars that don't freaking work. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, this is just such a
Fred in the chat just said Phil
Slap
Spencer's
in the
shoving
face.
lemons up his ass right now.
well.
Jin
I mean, he's
says-
probably scared shitless. So
Jin says if they're going what the rumors are saying, what is he, Sasha Banks? Don't believe the rumors. I wish they can consider changing the PC Game Pass and make it the same as Xbox. You want them
Pretty
to get rid
close.
of PCs?
No, I think he's saying the
I
same
know what he's
library.
saying.
Yeah,
I'm just messing
yeah.
with
Because that would work, but at the same time, they're not even doing that yet. So I don't know what their plan is.
you. Sony One, we're all living in hopium. Bro, I got a PlayStation right here. It's a tombstone, but hey, maybe I'll actually use it now, right?
Yeah.
At least Xbox lasted longer as a hardware maker than Sega. Well, Sega actually knew when to jump out. They were like, "Oh, we're starting to go broke. All right, we're out."
I can't believe it.
I wonder how much of this though is coming down.
This
from
is like
socket
the
to-
Xbox One. It's like Microsoft murdered somebody, and it took them what? How long? 10 years, and they finally got caught. That's what it feels like, right? Because the Xbox One, that was like the big sin that they committed, the big crime they committed, and it just came back 10 years later and grabbed them.
Well, it's been a downward spiral for 10 years, pretty much.
I just
Yeah, but they were actually doing good. Like they switched it up. This guy was leading the ship properly into the right
Like
direction.
2017, 2018.
The problem
they were
is that
good.
he just used the fan base. That's why they say, and we talked about this earlier when we started, why doesn't Xbox do marketing? It's because you guys are the marketing. We're the marketing, the podcasts that tell people,
right.
stay on Game Pass, everybody. This game's coming out next week, and then it gets delayed 6 months to a year.
Yep.
Oh, no, it's coming out in a year. Stay on Game Pass. That's what they want. That's the
what they
marketing.
want,
They
man.
don't have to pay for it.
It's free marketing.
Free
and
marketing from a $1 trillion fucking company, which, by the way, like I said earlier, I'm not shitting on the Xbox community. Microsoft should have paid those guys or done something. Those little crappy Xbox podcasts that they have on their YouTube channel that get no views, they should have grabbed some of the people from community and say, you know what? You have a huge fan base, bigger than ours.
yeah, they're
Do
doing
our
laps around
podcast,
them.
or get
Yeah.
several of those guys on a panel and do a show review week. But no. They hired
They
these
like you
stupid
said, they use
people.
them.
They were talking about their credentials. The very first Xbox podcast that rebooted a couple of months ago. They're talking to the hosts and they're like, "What are your credentials?" And they're going on and on. I'm like, I don't care about your credentials. I thought it was about games. Who cares? I used to work at CVS. I used to work at Staples. Who cares where you used to work? You're here now. Talk about games.
I once got a 100G achievement in this one game. I'm special.
I'm qualified because I worked at
I'm
Staples.
qualified. Yeah.
I think I played Minecraft when I was 3.
You get like an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah.
He wasn't even
I
alive
first
when
started playing
360 came out.
Fortnite in 2020. That was my first
They
video
straight
game I
up
ever
threw
played.
the towel in and said, "Fuck it," since JB. Yeah, well, Microsoft
Yeah.
isn't broke though. The board decided to end the system and go with 3P. What?
Third party.
Third party backwards compatibility. Or because that's what he said.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they tried doing that before. Terry Myerson tried cutting that shit, and they almost went under back then. Noof says all these fans on X making fun of the hardcore, they're part of the problem. You buy all the shit because you kumbaya everything, and of course they're going to screw us over. Well, yeah,
They were leading along the community. They were leading along the community for so long with these releases and these promises, and it's just it
got to a point where I stopped watching a lot of these podcasts because it's just an echo chamber. Excuses. Oh, they don't do the marketing. They don't. Maybe they should get the marketing for GTA 6. Why would you get the marketing for GTA 6? No one's buying this shit anyway.
No.
They could have gotten the marketing for GTA 6 and no one was going to buy that thing anyway. Whatever it is, and I saw this holiday, okay? The name PlayStation. People don't even think about Xbox. They think about PlayStation. PlayStation is such a dominant brand. Fuck the fanboys. Fuck all these stupid people that say, oh, I didn't buy an Xbox because it's called Series S. You're fucking dumb. Okay. All these other people, they just know PlayStation. That's what they know. And I'm not talking about the same guy that, I've only played PlayStation. That's all I know. Like, no, not that idiot. I'm talking about people, the brand is so big that everybody knows PlayStation. Frank's nephew, my little cousin, he's got all the consoles, but what's the one that he wants the most? Because his friends at school have it. PlayStation. He doesn't know shit about God of War. He doesn't fucking know anything about Uncharted. He doesn't know anything about fucking Spider-Man besides he's a toy and in the movie. He doesn't know anything about this shit. But all his friends at school, PlayStation.
He always asks me about.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's synonymous with gaming at this point. It's like Nintendo. Nintendo's like the Disney of gaming.
Thank God they're better than Disney.
You know what they should do next week?
He's hollower than motherfucker. King, what's up, man? Somehow, some way, Sony's managed to do right, even when it's 100% fucking wrong. That's true. Go ahead, Frank.
When they announce the thing next week, they should get that lying guy with Milo to be like, Milo, tell everybody what we're doing now. He'll just lie and be like, oh,
Free me, Daddy, please.
Please don't go third party. Shut up, Milo.
Imagine if Milo like ruined the he spoiled everything.
Oh, they're gonna put me on PlayStation. Get me out of here. He's like screaming. To soften the blow, have Milo announce it.
Noob says Burger King is way smaller than McDonald's, but they still keep selling Whoppers. Thank you.
Yeah.
You don't see Burger King's like, oh fuck, their line's wrapped around the block. Just shut this shit down, man. We're done.
Yep.
Burger King, the Whopper, the home of the Whopper. Probably one of the greatest burgers of all time. Fast food burgers.
I would agree.
The Whopper. It beats the fuck out of anything at McDonald's besides the double quarter pounder. But the Whopper smokes that shit.
Yeah.
The Whopper Jr. smokes the double quarter pounder.
It does. Whopper Jr. is good.
Right. Hockey fan, what's going on, man?
But it's true, man. You just don't take away this competition.
Joe, what's up? Sorry.
Now you make PlayStation literally like there are, now they're just flexing even more now. You know what I mean? You just gave ammunition to the competitor. I just don't understand this mindset. Like I said, it's not like I didn't want to sit here and record this podcast because I love jumping on here talking about it, but this is such a bummer. Like it's actually like upsetting in a way. And I don't want to, act like we're crying and we have tears in our eyes, but no, it's really like
tears in my eyes. I'm pretty mad.
No, that's what I mean.
Listen, I'm not mad that the games are not going to be exclusive, right? I don't care about that. But now you're telling me,
yeah,
we kind of want to do hardware and we're not going to do it anymore. It's like, why am I a fan of this shit then? It's like you go to a movie and Mel Gibson looks at the screen and goes, "Ah, you fuck! You paid to see my movie, you fucking piece of shit."
And it has no ending. It's just abruptly ends.
We're
'Cause
not
it's
going to
like,
show you the movie now, and then the black screen hits, and you're like,
yeah. And this
he just
feels like an
insulted you, and
abrupt
you want your money
ending.
back. And the movie theater's like, no, you're not getting your money back.
Yeah.
Mel told you suck. Get
It
out.
feels
never
like an
finish the
abrupt
story.
ending. It cuts the black. It's like an abrupt ending, and they don't care. It's like it's crazy.
Oh, Brandon, what's going on?
They're like Cody. They'll never finish the story. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, Cody will finish the story. When wait, what did I say the other day? Oh, I
You
said
were going
Goldust will
crazy.
finish the story. Never mind. You don't want to know what I wrote.
No.
I AI'd The Rock kissing Goldust, and I wrote Goldust finished the story by sleeping with The Rock.
They got their revenge over there on him at the last minute.
You said, look, Sony wouldn't be doing PC stuff if it wasn't for the moves from Xbox. That's true.
That's true.
But, Noof, here's the thing. They used to make PC games. Because this guy has a physical copy of Twisted Metal for the PC from the 90s. Which goes for a lot of money, by the way.
Oh yeah.
It's like the Sopranos ending. It goes to black. Companies have to adopt, says Noof. We get it, but we have to invest thousands into their brand, so we feel Xbox was the place to play. Yeah. Hey, man, I got a bunch of digital games on that thing because I felt it was safer than PlayStation.
Yeah. It's a lot. And
Xbox would be Gears, Forza, Halo only because they're gonna put it on the rest of the competitors. Like I said, this is probably the last Xbox we're gonna own. They might just cut the Brooklyn. They might say, "Hey, you know what? It's not even worth it." They're basically sending everybody. They gave everyone a head start for a week now.
Yeah.
To go get a PlayStation 5.
They said, "Go get a PlayStation. We're not making consoles anymore. Our games are going to be on everything. Screw you and screw your gamer scores, screw your achievements, screw everything
So much
because
over the
it
years,
doesn't matter."
Matt, now it's all down the toilet. Here's the thing: if you've invested in an Xbox, like I said, I'm not telling you to sell your Xbox because you ain't gonna get shit for it anyway. But
no, not at this point.
You've already made investments in it, so you might as well, if you have one, just keep using it. Whatever, but you know when the next one comes out, if there is a next one, which I doubt.
No,
all bets are off, man. You're jumping over to the other guy. But what I would suggest now, if you're not a PlayStation guy, make a PlayStation account. The digital games, wait for the sales. If the games go on sale, start building up your digital library now. And try not to invest too much more in the Xbox. This way, when you get over there, like you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Or if there are physical games on sale, I don't know if 6 is going to have a disc drive, but I doubt it, but we'll see. Maybe pick up some physical games when they're on sale for super cheap for PlayStation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or build a PC and you don't have to worry about any of that shit.
Well, that's good, Brandon. Yeah, because Brandon used to have a PlayStation as well. Yeah, I mean, look, Brandon, you got a PC, so you're set. You only got a Series S to worry about, so you're fine. But this is like basically PC is going to be the way. What are you saying, Frank?
I was saying just pirate everything at this point.
Hey,
I mean,
you could do that.
You gotta save some money, man. I mean, look, PC also opens up that door.
Look at
you don't have to buy everything.
Tekken's already buy 2 get 1 50% off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I almost bought that shit last week when you guys were here.
Yeah, my friend Dave, he's been playing Tekken. He says it's great.
Yeah,
and
well,
you
your
guys
friend
said
Dave
it was
got
great.
robbed.
So
Dave, you got robbed. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Also, with PC, you can literally play the Game Pass games day and date now. Like, you don't have to wait for PlayStation to get it later. So
yeah.
If you want to just get out of Xbox and jump into something else, PC Game Pass is exactly the same. Power World Day 1 was right there.
Yeah, it's true.
Jones will probably
but now they're saying they might not put games Day 1 in Game Pass.
Well, then at that point, I don't.
What's the point of Game Pass at that point?
Yeah, at that point, just keep Steam installed and
it's
do
like
what you got to do.
they tried this experiment, and it didn't work out for them, but they just kept it going. Now, if they take that away, you have a lot of people. For example, your nephew Frank, my little cousin. He's got the Series S, and he's got Game Pass is like a godsend for that kid.
Yep.
Now he probably doesn't know about day and date games because he's a little kid. But when he 5 more years, he's going to be a fucking teenager.
Yeah.
Then he's going to care about games coming in day and date. I want to play this new game. Well, you can't play it in Game Pass anymore.
Oh snap! Look
You
at the
got it,
comment.
buddy.
I was gonna say, oh snap! It's
coming
time.
in. Hang on, you might see us disappear for a second.
Well, Brandon, it's not like the achievements are pointless. It's just the fact that Xbox is no longer going to be making consoles after this point. This is what it seems to be happening. So they basically are pulling out of the competition, what it seems, and that's a TLDR. That's a shortened version because I know you weren't here at the top of the show, but essentially Phil Spencer is going to be making an announcement next week that's going to be because all these PlayStation, or I'm sorry, all these Xbox titles like Indiana Jones that they promised were going to be on Xbox, and obviously you have stuff like Hi-Fi Rush, Hellblade. They're all going to be coming to PlayStation. So essentially, Xbox is going to be stopping their exclusive stuff, and you could just play their shit anywhere, which means they will probably not be making machines after this point. But that's just a little TLDR. Now this has all been leaked from
RWK,
insiders and
what's up?
shit like that. What's up, RW?
Noof, I sent you a link. You're ready to go on
and
X,
yeah,
Twitter, Twix. Eric Bischoff calls it Twix.
and also yes. And also, yeah, all these decisions are not coming from Phil Spencer, but from the very top of Microsoft.
Oh,
and here we are.
You're in big trouble.
Don't forget too, with PC you have the key sites. You could save a couple bucks that way.
That's true. It's the best way to save money.
That's the way to go. Noof Nukem.
Yo, Noof. Welcome.
What's up?
Good to have you here.
You don't know him.
Oh, thanks for letting me jump in here. I mean, I saw your message earlier, Perry, something about leaving things open.
Yeah. We are open.
But yeah, no, it's good to be here. I mean, there's a lot to digest over the past day or two, and I guess the sad part of it is a lot of us really don't know for sure if this is more rumor, fact, somebody's got the fires burning. But
right.
Typically in this industry, we would know where there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, why just come out and start egregious? And like this is a big rumor. Like this is one of those kind of rumors that said it's setting the community on fire. And the last time I saw this many people fired up was when they decided remember when they were going to raise the price of Xbox Live.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember? And I remember that night actually we were doing Gaming After Dark and we literally stopped the podcast. The news broke and then we basically fired up a second podcast right after we finished the first. It was like Mag and Tight. We were like, oh shit, this is big. We got to jump in.
Might as well just stay on.
No, for not. Now I'm not going to take up your whole show, guys. I know, but I did just want to come in and articulate as somebody who's a longtime Xbox fan, as you guys are, and someone who has a preference, right? You guys know me. I'm a multi-console owner. That's cool. It's great. I love them all. I have reasons to play them all. But, like I said, it's much like the restaurant industry or a car, right? We all have preferences in our cars, our motorcycles. Everything we do in life is a preference, right? Doesn't make anybody right. It doesn't make anybody wrong. But there's reasons we gravitate to certain products. Now, sometimes it's tangible. Sometimes it's all about the games. And for Xbox, it always was the games. Front row and center, when the Xbox came out, largely, there was two things, right? The original Xbox, it was great hardware. It had stuff that no other competitor had, a great disk drive. It had the memory built in. The whole 9 years. It had the 4 controller ports. They were doing stuff, kind of like the competitors, but better, right? Yep. But we all remember why we jumped into Xbox. And then there was a little game called Halo. And for decades, Halo has been the identity of Xbox. Now, remember the quote from about, 2 years ago before 343 launched Halo? I think Phil said, if we lose our way with Halo, we lose our way with Xbox. But you know what? I feel like this has been a shitstorm and a conundrum ever since Halo Infinite basically fumbled the ball.
Yeah,
it's a good point.
The Xbox Series X has basically been kind of on this weird spiral of highs and lows. And it's like every time we get a low, they come back, they give us a high, they give us a low, they give us a high. It's never a very even keel, right? Yeah. There's lots of stuff they did great with the Series X. There's lots of stuff they haven't done so great, right? Yeah. But all aside, the hardware is good. That's something I think most of us can agree on. We're happy with the hardware. They got that down. We love the controller. You don't have to fix what's not broken. I get that. But the thing is for me at Xbox, and this is what there's lots of hardcore Xbox people out there too that are on social media and they're going, oh, I don't get you guys. You're all a bunch of crybabies and whiner and bleh, all that kind of shit. And look, I understand where you're coming from. There's some truth to that. Sure, we're bickering and we're whining and shit. But we're not casuals. We're not a person that buys a $300 box to play Fortnite and Madden. We're not.
Yeah, no.
Maybe like the kids down the street, that's all they fucking care about, and that's great. And if Microsoft wants to make money on them, go for it. Because that's what the Series S is all about. And that's what all those microtransactions are about. But at the end of the day, if you piss off the people that believe in your brand,
Exactly.
people that built your brand, the people that identify with the brand, it's more than just put great games everywhere. What's the fucking point? Well, you know what? Nintendo closed shop, Sony closed shop. Why don't you just all agree to make one console and put it all in one spot, and we'll call it a freaking day? But as long as the competitors out there fucking nailing games day in and day out, and they're over there spending money hat and everything to keep shit off of Xbox, well, Xbox like, here, have more of my stuff. Ooh. Like, come on. Like, this is the problem. Like, we're in it for the games. And I get it. You want to share the little things. Like Minecraft, right? That game was out on PC before. It made only sense. You'd piss off a lot more people than you're going to make happy if you took Minecraft off. But you know what? Microsoft, kudos to them. They could have literally said, you know what? If you want to play Minecraft, you're going to play it on PC or Xbox. That's it. And guess what? How many millions of kids would have went over and bought an Xbox exclusively to play Minecraft? They could have turned the tables right there with a lot of console sales.
Yep.
Or people would have just avoided PlayStation to play that game. And that's great. Again, that's that casual money. That's that casual audience, right? But we're the hardcore. It's an identity. It's the same as, like I said, with the restaurants and the cars and everything that you buy in life. You buy it for a reason. Now, it's a feeling. It could be nostalgia. It could be because it's priced better. It could be because it's better bang for the buck. It could be because it just offers more features. In this case, Xbox right now is killing it with games, right? Great game lineup. We got us all excited this year. We got Indiana Jones. We got all these great games.
Yeah.
And then there's rumors that, you know what, half of those games, what odds about you guys? You just spent $500 on a Series X. Some of you guys have a Series X and an S, so you spent almost $1,000 buying two consoles to play Microsoft's best games. Which, guess what? They're going to end up on a competitor. And how can you not see why we're pissed about that? Like, we've invested. I mean, when you saw what I put in the tweets, right, in the quotes,
Yeah.
I said, like, I went through multiple Red Rings of death. Okay,
So did Anthony.
I bought the launch edition. Every console Xbox I've had it on day freaking one. We are the people that built the brand. We went out and spent all this money on their stuff before we even knew it was even going to be any good.
Yep.
We just went out and said, you know what? We trust you, Xbox. You can take our money. We believe in you. We trust you. You know what? The trust is freaking gone.
Yep.
And look, as much as I love Phil Spencer, how can you say you're saving the brand if basically you're turning to shit? There's no value in it anymore other than to keep your stockholders happy.
Yep.
Keep your shareholders and your stockholders happy because Game Pass is going to get an influx of more people because it's going to be on fucking everything in your refrigerator. You know? Like, I don't care. I don't care. You can put certain games on. I don't think any of us are like, well, you know, if it's a smaller title that could use a bigger audience, like a game like Recore, a game like Hi-Fi Rush, which could probably benefit by having, you know, an extra 4 million people play it because it means better sales. It probably means maybe even we get a sequel down the road.
Hey, I
Okay.
liked Recore, and
Right.
IGN gave it a bad
Nope.
score, and Phil Spencer was like, all right, we're not going to do it anymore. It's like, why don't you make the second one, make it better? So IGN gives it a bigger score. And then you can say, all right, yeah, we did something good here. But it's like,
Exactly.
oh, yeah, it didn't do good. Throw this out. Make this game bleeding edge.
I'll just, like I said, I'll just leave off and just say that there's more to it than just putting games on another platform.
Yeah.
You're kind of as a little bit of a slap in the face at everybody who's invested thousands of dollars, thousands of hours, countless hours with your achievement program, all those game save files, everything that's associated and tied to the box. And guess what? It's not even really tied to the box anymore. It's tied to a save file in the cloud or whatever you want to call it.
A floating account, yeah.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, all of this stuff feels like it's all for naught if you're basically going to sell the shop. You know what I mean? You're gonna put everything, all your best stuff is basically going to end up in the competitors. To me, like I said, we buy Xbox because there's a reason for us to buy it, and it ain't just because I'm playing with all you guys like the community game night, which was fabulous, by the way. Thank you.
No problem, man. Thanks for inviting us.
That's one reason I keep it, but that's not enough alone. Like, they want us to, look, I'm all down for another console. Honestly, I'll even buy the damn digital if it comes down to it, because that's kind of where we're heading.
Right.
At some point in time, I've got to just accept the fact that that's where we're at, and that may be the future. Okay, fair enough. Okay, that's fine. That's a disc drive, right? Largely, it still sucks.
Yeah.
Because what does that mean for all of our disc-based games? We're going to hang on to our old legacy consoles to play them? That sort of thing? Or are they going to do what they did? Remember when the Xbox Series came out? There was talk that they were going to give us some kind of a trade credit or some fucking thing for all of the for our disc games. Remember that?
Yeah, Dreadpool went to the Microsoft store and wanted to trade his games in. And they were like, "What are you talking about?" Like,
Hey,
that's
well, they
the
said
story
that,
he
but
told.
it never materialized. Go back and look it up. I remember at one point they were saying all your disc base we're gonna give you some kind of a credit to upgrade the license to a digital.
Yep.
That would have made total sense. So again, if they move to another digital console, what do we do? We're going to have to hang on to our other ones because it's a legacy console, and that's cool. That's fine. That's here and there. But again, it's about identity. It's about how we've invested, and it's even emotionally, right? We have an emotional connection. That's why we get passionate about it. And people criticize us because we're critical. We're critical because we're passionate
We
about
love it. Yeah, we love it.
Love
I
it.
spent a ton of money on this stuff. I spent
That's
thousands
why-
on these
yeah.
Series X's.
Yeah. Would
Yeah.
you
I'm an
buy all
idiot
those
'cause I collect
controllers
them
if you
all.
were passionate?
Oh yeah,
Right.
Perry's got a bunch of controllers. Yeah, exactly. He's got a.
I have
he's
like
got
every
the-
color, and
Look behind Anthony. Look at all the passion he spent thousands of dollars on his wall behind him. Does that
Oh yeah,
look like a
this is
gamer?
all just
Does
Xbox
that look like
right
a
here.
casuals collection right there? Does that look like a guy who plays Fortnite all day long? Nothing else? No, that is a guy who's invested in the consoles. And I get there's a console war suspect. You know what? Since I was a kid, there was console war when the magazines wrote, long before social media. The only
Right.
difference between the 80s and the 90s and now is that we didn't have social media. You went to school and you shit on Xbox you shit on Nintendo and you shit on Sega and you shit on TurboGrafx because you were like, yeah, you were in school. But that was it. You just kind of razzed each other and went on about your merry way, right? Now, because social media, everybody's got a podcast, everybody's got a social media account, everybody's got their say and their opinions, just like I'm giving mine right now.
Sure.
I'm not saying I'm right here tonight. I know those people are already ready to tear me a new one, right? And they're like, thank God Noof doesn't have his podcast anymore because, he's a freaking idiot. You can think what you want about me, man.
Right.
Think what you want. I'm just telling it the way I see it, the way I feel. And the bottom line is, I feel it.
Yep.
And I feel like we've been lied to. I feel like the messaging is never clear, and these executives just won't come out and clear it up for us. And that's the one thing I'll even give Xbox's brass more than say Sony's or Nintendo's, as they've always at least been front row and center. They've come out and made announcements where Sony's guys just fucking hide behind everything and then just drop like this bomb on us.
Yep.
And you kind of go, oh, price change again, blah. You know what I mean? Like Jim Ryan never said like 2 farts half the time, right? But Phil's always under this, and this. And you go back, we got all the records and all these interviews, and then you start breaking them down. And it's like everything sounds like bullshit.
Yep.
And maybe his intentions are good. I fully believe that.
Right.
At the heart of Phil Spencer, he's got great intentions. He knows what's right, or he feels what's right. But again, he is not the top end of the totem pole. End of the day, he's got to answer to shareholders. He's got to answer to Satya. And if they feel the only way to validate the Xbox brand is to basically put it in everywhere but the kitchen sink, they're going to freaking do it. But they're going to do it at the expense. They're going to gain millions of fans because of all the casuals and the people that'll jump on. But they're going to lose a lot of hardcore, and they're going to feel it. I'm telling you, they don't feel it today. They're going to feel it in 5 years when we're not buying shit from them anymore.
Yeah, they always seem to
you
care
hit the nail
about,
on the head, man. Seriously.
like, even if up to 10 years ago, they always cared about like what the Sony guys wanted, and the Xbox guys were like, well, what about what we want? We own the machine.
Right.
It's like they want to try to get people that they don't have, and they don't understand the hardcores are like, hey, we'd like to be treated nice too around here. We just spent money on all this stuff. I pre-ordered that pink controller before Amazon even had a description. I was like, I don't even know what controller this is. I'm going to pre-order it and see what it is. 2 days later, it's pink. And I was like, I guess I'll give them to my wife because what am I going to do with them?
Right.
Now I might want to cancel that.
Yeah, it's I think that's what I was saying earlier, closer to the top of the show, where I just feel like this kind of like anger towards this tonight. Like, I don't know, like it's just like it's like someone disappointing you that you trusted for a long time.
You gotta wait a week. Yeah, something's going on, but you gotta wait a week. Like,
yeah, you gotta wait a week. It's like that's what makes these rumors and stuff, like you're just kind of okay, so something is brewing, and now we have to sit here and wonder what the hell just happened to this, to this competition. Having this competition was a good thing.
We need it, man.
Like, we need it, that's the push and pull is what we need to see how these companies, learn from each other's mistakes or figure out, but it's just, it really is like it's a heel turn. This is like a true heel turn. Like, to use a wrestling term, it's just like, it really is just like a slap in the face to all of us that really put a lot of time. And, I just reached 80,000 gamer score, I'm like, oh yeah, well, will this even mean anything in 5-10 years? I don't know. I still want to commit to it, but it's like, I don't know how to feel tonight, to be honest with you. It's kind of a weird mix of emotions.
Yeah. just after that great developers direct, we know all those great games that are coming out this year,
Yep.
and now we kind of sit here going, well, do I even need to buy it on Xbox? What's the only difference? They're going to come out day and date on Xbox and 6 months later on the PlayStation or something like. But at the end of the day, it's still insulting because we're invested in the Xbox for the little things we said, but we're also invested for the games. And if you're going to put your biggest and brightest games, you know, I mean, the strip club down the street, if they want to share their biggest and brightest strippers with the other strip clubs, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point in going to that one strip club?
Yeah.
You got to go to the one that's closer to your house, right?
It's true.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know, if the talent goes to your house, you ain't going next door. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
Yeah, it's a weird kind of momentum killer because we thought that from that developer, insider that we're like, all right, this is like, this is a roadmap for the year. We needed to kind of see what they were doing, and we left that more satisfied than the last Sony event that we streamed last week. We're like, you know what? The only thing that, in our opinion, we only thought the good thing that came from the Sony stuff was like the Silent Hill stuff looked pretty cool. We saw the Sonic thing, but I was like, Xbox, that developer thing was more like it got us excited, and now it just completely sucked that dry. It was like, yeah, that's it. All that excitement is like just kind of, yeah, we'll play these new games that are coming out, but it's like we feel like we're kind of getting the crappy end of the stick here,
Xbox, this is your Series X. This is your Series X Connect 2 moment right here.
Yep.
You have a chance to change the discourse. Now, you haven't made the change yet. We're all going on speculation and assuming these rumors and articles are true, right?
Exactly.
So this could be all hot air for nothing. But I suspect again they are contemplating these things. It's been talked about in the boardrooms, right? A lot of head shuffling. Not to mention, as I said on Twitter last week, look at all the people they've lost. All of their major studios have lost their lead heads.
Yep.
We're losing people left, right, and center to replacing them with other people. I get that. But even that sounds an alarm bell for me. That's mysteriously Pete Hines up and quits. Like all of this stuff to me just starts to raise alarm bells. Everybody at 343 basically went in, took a dump, wiped their ass, and said, "No, I'm out of here."
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Look where Halo Infinite is right now. Way better than it was. Great game now. Wasn't when it started. But this is their connect moment. This is a chance for them to alter history and change course. And this was, if enough of us make enough stink, they might just go, you know what, guys? They're telling us. And this is from the people that built our brand, not from, like I said, little Jimmy that spends $30 every week on microtransactions.
Right.
We're the people that established them. They wouldn't have any consoles sold if it wasn't for us pushing them out there in the first place.
Damn right.
Who tells little Jimmy about the Xbox? The influencers, right? The people that buy the shit on day one. We're the people. We can't help the console sales plummet. Why did the console sales plummet? Very simple. When they came out 2 years ago and said, you don't need an Xbox to play our best games. That was what killed it. Simple as that. Even the PlayStation guys said, well, I'll just get a PC. That's where they killed it. Bottom line. You want to put your games on PC? Fine and dandy. Go over and put them there. But don't put them there day and date. Put them there a year after, just like Sony's doing. Make people yearn for the game. Make your maximum profit on your console, your real audience. Then dwindle stuff over. Technically, you can make 3 times the money because you'll make money on the console. You'll make money probably if you remaster the fucking thing like Sony does. And you'll make money again when you remaster it for the PC. Right? 3 lots of cash on the one damn game, right? No, the Xbox gotta be like, no, we gotta put it out there all in day one because we got that cash right up front. We want you guys right in there. But this is where you made your mistake. You devalued your Xbox platform. It was just a plastic box. Again, it's more than a box. It's the identity. Yeah. The box is just one means, but it's the main means. It always should have been the first line of defense. That's where they started. They started on Xbox consoles, and everything was cruising until they got to Xbox One, and when they fucked it up was, sorry, part of my F-bombs, but they screwed it up when they started doing that whole TV bullshit, and they started chasing the audiences that weren't interested. Yep. And they're doing it again now. They're chasing the money they don't have instead of pleasing the people that have the money now. Exactly. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's
right?
perfectly
They're chasing
said.
the bucks they don't have instead of worrying about the people that got cash in hand and already know the brand. Could literally go out and buy Halo tomorrow, even if it was a 2 out of 10 and absolutely stank, because we love it, because we love Xbox and we're invested. And they don't get that. And the casual people that are chirping on me right now on Twitter, the people that are going to chirp at us on Twitter, They're part of the problem. They've just accepted Kumbaya. I got everything. Who cares? Are you an Xbox fan or not? Is it your primary console? Yes or no? If you say yes, get with the fucking program. Stand up and fight this shit. Tell these guys what we want and let them roll back the clock. Because I'm telling you, they're in for a rude awakening if they don't start listening to what we're telling them. Bottom line.
True. Yeah, that's
I'll dump them.
well,
That's thousands of bucks. And you know what? I might dump them so hard I won't even buy the game when it comes out on the PlayStation. I'll buy anything but. You know
That's
what I mean?
another thing too. I mean, how many people wouldn't buy? They'll switch over to PlayStation, but they're like, yeah, Xbox burnt me. I'm not even going to buy their stuff on PlayStation. I mean, because they're counting on that money. They're going to dump their hardware to count on that money. What if they don't even get it because people are just tired of it? That's a good point.
yeah, and like Perry said, there was just a lot of build up where it was like, they're just trying to say, yeah, all this stuff but Game Pass, or oh, we'll sign up for Game Pass, like all that stuff, and then now it's like it just seems like it's a very hollow kind of promise, and all these promises kind of seem hollow because there isn't really, it's like now, like you said, now with all this stuff kind of stirring the pot, we'll see what comes out next week, but it's just when you got to prepare a statement with stuff that you already kind of knew that was kind of waiting in the wings, this is like not looking very good, and I question if Phil Spencer's presence will be around much longer. I don't want to jump the gun, but I'm also wondering if they're going to use that as a way to just be like, yeah, this is time to move on with someone else. I don't know. I don't want to jump to conclusions.
Did he say
here,
in that
but
interview that they could get rid of me at any moment?
he did. He says, I make too much money for my job. He pretty much said it.
Why would
Like,
you
he's
say
like,
that?
I'll be honest.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That was the same podcast where he's like, when you have the controller in your hands, and it was like, okay, well,
We all got
Nobody's
controllers
safe
in our
in the world.
hands.
Nobody's safe in the world of big business. That's the problem. Nobody's safe. There is a lot of loyalty. Like I said, the loyalty is only to shareholders and stockholders, and
right.
they're the ones pushing the buttons at the end of the day. Right at the
True.
end of the day, it's like, well, we want our stocks to hit this and hit that. But I just think it's a shame because it's just Microsoft might consider them third in the console space. But they're like huge and like they keep touting all their numbers. They keep touting how their gaming division revenue keeps going up, 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 and up. And this is with selling the least amount of consoles. That's impressive in itself. So they're doing something right. And I like I said, I'm a huge detractor. Like I said, I've got my issues with the whole Game Pass thing, but I'm not here to go on to that. But
Right.
at the end of the day, Game Pass is great. It's great value. There's no problem. They're leading the industry in that, and people are trying to copy them, and it's copy suit, and that's fine. But this is the problem. Like the course they were on was fine. All they had to do now that they started buying the studios was just double down on that.
Yeah.
All you got to do, Xbox, at this point is just hardware set. Your fans are waiting. We just want great games. That's all you got to do. You just got to pull a Nintendo here, make great games, and try to deliver them fairly on time, and get your messaging straight. But you don't need to feed Nintendo. You don't need to feed Sony because they're damn well not feeding you guys a damn thing. They are ready to take the spoon out of your mouth and whack you across the butt with it every chance they get.
True.
Right? Really. Sony is all the time. What? Sony's going to make money off of Xbox games going to PlayStation just to make more money and then money hat some more exclusive titles away from Xbox programs? Right?
Yeah.
Say goodbye to all those Japanese games because they're going to snag them all up. And they'll have your games too. So best of both worlds. Sony over there laughing twice. We're taking games from Xbox and they're giving them to us.
Yeah.
That's
what I was saying. Sony seems like they're top dog. They're going to be top dog now. They're going to probably act like it when they get all this crap, if it's true. And it's like, dude, like this is, it's just such a, it just kind of, I don't know. It just makes it seem like now, especially because even with PlayStation, kind of like what we were talking about before. I mean, even on their top games that people buy on PlayStation, or play rather all the time, it's always the Fortnite and the, Warzone, all that crap. It's like, there, that's what's kind of driving some of those PlayStation sales. And now when it's like you said, some people that have a PlayStation, they realize, all right, Indiana Jones is going to come out in 6. I'll just wait. There's just no incentive to be like, oh, I gotta get, I'm a big fan of Indiana Jones. You know what? I'm going to buy an Xbox in the summer just to get ready for that fall release. Cause you know what? If it's at a good price, I'll buy. That's gone now. Everyone's just going to be like, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to watch this unfold. I'm going to watch this drama, whatever happens online, unfold, because now it's like, it's just up in the air. It's such a weird feeling right now with all this stuff going around.
Let me give you one more perspective to kind of prove a point and trying to, but this time I kind of think I'm right. Let's take Nintendo, right? Nintendo made the worst hardware, right? It's been out forever. They hardly drop the damn thing a penny. They still sell like gangbusters. Here they are now, 20 plus million consoles. Now
Oh
I
my
get it.
god,
They're
yeah.
huge over in Japan, but they're huge here too. Why? It's a secret of Nintendo's success. They sell the games at full price. They sell everything, but most of their game sales, like I think they're still like kicking ass in the cartridge space or the SD card space. Yeah, they're doing digital too, but they're kind of the best of both worlds, a little bit of both, right? How most of you guys have got a Switch? Do you still buy a lot of the physical whenever possible?
Yeah.
I generally do.
I haven't gotten some in a while, but you know, I think usually like, you know, like my girlfriend will still get like physical copies of some of that stuff sometimes. So yeah,
Okay.
still buy 'em.
Oh, why do we buy the Switch? For two reasons, right? One, because it was a hybrid portable. That's number one, right? Great little concept. That wasn't done before. Hook it up to your TV and play as a regular console. Take it wherever you go. Great little concept, right? Genius by Nintendo. Maybe they didn't think it was going to be that genius at the time, but genius, okay? What's the second and probably the biggest reason you buy Nintendo? Because they have exclusive titles. That one, we buy largely because one, the nostalgia, right? If you grew up on Nintendo, these titles are still nostalgic. Two, they make great titles. Like, regardless of the graphics, I mean, their graphics have always been their graphics. It's Nintendo's style. You know, Mario's not meant to be realistic and never will be. But their graphics are good, and they always get the job done. And they build their stuff for their hardware. So everything generally looks and runs pretty damn good because they optimize it for the specs that they use. But we buy it generally for the games and because it's portable. So let me put this question to you. If Nintendo tomorrow wanted to make a lot more money, right? Said, we're going to put all of our games, we're going to put them on the Steam Deck. And the Steam Deck is actually going to be sold for the same price as the Switch. Who in their right mind would buy a Nintendo Switch?
Nobody.
Probably
No.
nobody.
Yeah, no.
I guarantee you the Steam Deck would sell through the roof,
Yep.
or any other more powerful console, because they would be able to play games that are above Nintendo's spec, but still be able to play Nintendo's games. And I think it would have just. But you see the point?
Yeah.
Like, this is why because they keep stuff in their ecosystem. That is why they're successful. They never strayed from that. They keep it on there. If you want to play our games, you play them right here.
And they just
Simple as
keep
that.
building and building their fan base, just build like constantly with
Building and
Nintendo.
building.
Yeah, that's it. They know
All
you're
they
gonna
need
buy
right
it.
now for the Nintendo Switch 2 is just a little more beef in there so it can play some games without chugging all the time. And it's going to be another massive success, especially if they keep it back compat.
Absolutely. I think Nintendo has this. I mean, I think they have this year in the bag in terms of like,
Yeah.
you know, Sony and Microsoft are going to have to work some of this stuff out. We'll see what happens with Sony too this year, but like Nintendo's going to be fine with their next move, hopefully, in terms of like sales. And like you just mentioned, all those people will go over. So it's going to be interesting to see what, you know, I mean, obviously we know what Sony will probably do after this as far as like, you know, maybe their game plan. But I mean, as far as with, you know, it's just I really thought that this gen starting in 2020 was just not going to be in this spot. Like going on almost 4 years in, it's just so like if you would have told us on the show in 2020 that we would be here talking about this, I mean, I'd be like, yeah, right. It's some like
Right.
some like, you know, fever dream, something that isn't real, some kind of nightmare, you know, that you want to wake up from. You're like, dude, what is happening right now? Like this can't be real. But it's like you said, a lot of these companies, it's all about hitting numbers and all the stocks and all this crap, and it's just like we always get screwed over, it seems, in this situation, whether it's from a used car salesman or someone like Phil Spencer or whoever's in front of it. You know, it's like it's just not where we wanted to be going on 4 years into this gen.
Can Xbox recover? Can they have strong console sales in the future? Absolutely, but they got to do exactly what I just suggested.
Yep.
They've got to make their console priority. They've got to change their messaging, and they got to make you feel like you need their box, and the rest is secondary. If you prefer to play it on the PC, fine and dandy, go ahead. But they have got to be like Xbox, and this is the same thing when I said about their marketing too. When it came to Series, and see, this proves a point too, right? We knew how badly they want to move Game Pass numbers, right? Series X is your flagship of the two, correct?
Yeah,
That's the one you'd think you'd be promoting. Well,
right.
Sony was over there promoting the PlayStation 5 every chance they got. Xbox was Series S, Series S, Series S, Series S. That's all I saw during the whole COVID 2 years was Series S. Most of the time, you rarely saw anything indicative of the Series X.
Yep.
And there's two reasons. Because it had a disc drive, and they didn't want people to buy their discs because they wanted the stupid people to go in and basically go, oh, that's a cheaper Xbox, look at that one. Probably came home and figured out, where's the disc drive? Where'd this drop? Where'd it go? So, like, I get their marketing; they were genius, and that's the console they put all their marketing behind and all of their development behind, because that was the only thing that was coming off the assembly line during COVID. It's funny, I walk into my Walmart, I could find a Series S. Couldn't find a Series X, couldn't find a PlayStation 5.
No.
But boy, there was Nintendo Switches up the yin yang, and there was Series S's. And I'm like, that's a little fishy to me. That can't be just speculative, is it? Like something's up here, right? Because I know they want to push Game Pass, and it's a lot easier to push it if most people just walk into the store and they want a console. They just, well, I'll just get that Series S, right?
Yeah.
And it's basically it's a given you're going to get Game Pass if you got an all digital console. Why wouldn't you, right? It's kind of stupid, but they did it for a reason. See, this is, like I said, the clever marketing without actually marketing. Right, and people don't even get what they were doing, and I totally could see it. As I don't know exactly what's going on. It's just the reason, the same thing. You can't. Why are they not making physical copies of first-party games? That blew my mind. Psychonauts 2 came out and didn't even have a physical copy in the store.
Oh.
I had to literally go order it. I'm like, it's Psychonauts 2. It was a Game of the Year nominee. It didn't have a physical. Well, what? What? Sony would never do that. That would be in the stores on the shelf. So, like, this is the kind of stuff that's been pissing me off, and I've been saying it in podcasts for years. I'm like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I know we're not the largest audience. I know that the physical collectible crowd is the old fart, the old dinosaurs, but we're still here, and we again are part of that whole conglomerate that spends major money on their games. You know?
Yeah.
But we want to play them on the box that we love the most, and that's all we're saying. We invested in the hardware. We're investing in your controllers. We want to play your games on the hardware that technically is supposed to play it best, unless it's PC. I mean, obviously, yes, I get that. But from a console perspective, the Xbox should be playing their games the best, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
and if you're building the game, it should always look and play the best on Xbox, even over the competitor. You don't gimp them on purpose, but at the same time, it should still be a no-brainer. But these are the weird little shit stuff that goes on, and I don't know, man. Like, it's pissing me off. It's pissing me off a lot, as you can probably tell.
Yeah,
I'm going to have a
hemorrhage after this week.
Yeah, no, right? the passion, I think, shines through with all of us tonight, because I think, and it's important to act this way, because we're not having a filter. We're not sitting here acting like, this isn't kind of getting under our skin a bit. I mean, it is. I think, and to your point, I remember when the Series S was available, and Sony was still selling PlayStation 4s for the same price. And some people, it was like, you could spend, that was the one thing that blew my mind. I was like, some people would actually just buy a PlayStation 4 Slim, which is the same spec as the like standard PlayStation 4, spend the same money and not even attempt to get on the ecosystem. Some people did if they had, a brain, but I guess some people that were just stubborn are like, no, I'll just buy a PS4 because I can't find a PS5. So let me just rebuy this 10-year-old machine, basically. And it's like, it was the same price as the Series S. You could have at least got a little taste of the newest gen or the current gen, and that could have at least got them on the ecosystem. Like you said, still not as good as the Series X. They should have definitely pushed that. But that was such a weird time when it was like the PS4s were available, then the Series S, and then it's like that was it. And then we're sitting here like, what are we doing? And then we finally get them in stock, and then we're still waiting for this gen to kind of pick up some kind of, momentum this far in. And then this is like just kind of falling around us here. So it's strange. It's a very strange time in gaming right now.
And the Series S, in all fairness, I mean, I think it was kind of genius what they did. They were trying to set themselves up to not fail.
Right.
Because they knew, like, to have the tech that they wanted to push in the Series X was going to come at a price point that was going to be questionable, just as PS5 did. PS5 even turned hat and took the disk drive out to lower the costs, right? So the only difference was the spec was basically the same with the disk drive, but it wasn't that difference in price. Right. So the Nintendo Switch, to get more of that casual crowd and to have at least a powerful little box that could do a lot of great stuff, but wasn't going to like offset. I totally applaud what they did there. I think it was genius. I think it was great. For the majority of people that the Series S really applies to, it wasn't going to make a difference. They could still play all the latest and greatest. They still ran pretty damn good and looked pretty damn good without a few different things. But at the end of the day, for the hardcore people that wanted the best of the best, you were investing on the Series X. And I totally get where they're going. Mm-hmm. It's just the way that they pushed the S so hard and just kind of left out the Series X for a long time. You didn't see it on a lot of the marketing. You didn't see it on the ads. It was always the Series S. And I get it. They wanted people to know there was a $300 console out there that people could buy, and people gobbled it up. But again, it doesn't matter how cheap your console is. And where you can find it, if you don't have games that people want to play, compelling games outside of the Maddens and the FIFAs and the Fortnites,
Right.
right? Because those are going to sell the consoles regardless. And if you look at the top sales on any console right now, or the top games that are always leading, they're always those free-to-play models. And I got an issue with that too. Because a lot of that free-to-play shit, honestly, I wish it just disappeared. To be honest, I'd take my time, I'd get rid of all the free-to-play stuff. Because I think it's almost killed the market. All we got now is Me Too garbage out there, and people buy it up because, again, it doesn't cost you no money to get in. But how many of those games are actually any good? You know? Like, Fortnite was almost tanked until they came up with the Battle Royale mode, which you basically stole off of, what was it, PUBG.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden it took off, right? And it
Yep.
appeals to the kids. It's got the cartoony graphics. It's not an M-rated feature. Blah 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 blah. You know, we go on. And I even swore I was never going to play Fortnite, and I actually do, and I actually enjoy it. Not a bad game, at least not the no build mode. Okay, I do actually enjoy it. It's okay. But you see what I'm saying, right? Like that industry, that side of it, has basically taken the hardcore side down with it. You know, so now instead of getting 20 or 30 AAA great games that we love and we look forward to, now you get like 100 of these free-to-play garbage stuff, and then you get 2 or 3 AAAs. Like, nobody really cares, because obviously it takes the money and investment to make the kind of games that we really, really like and want. But it's just too easy to invest in the garbage. And yeah, like I said, so like for every Hellblade, you're going to get, 20 Stink Blades. But they're going to be free to play with microtransactions at the yin yang and colored weapons and colored shirts. And I don't know, man, like to each their own. I mean, however you make your money is good.
Right.
But it's all comes down to the same thing we've said since the dawn of time with games. It comes down to the games. You got to have great games, and if you want a platform to succeed, you got to be clear with your messaging. You got to have the pricing right, and you got to deliver those games and deliver them in a timely fashion and believe in them. They will sell. Like, people always say, well, there's 100 million PlayStations out there and only 10 million copies of God of War. That's what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
Because the casual market drives it. And it's because all the free-to-play crap that most people don't even discover God of War.
No.
The hardcore guys are buying it. The people that want that game bought it on day one.
Yeah.
If you didn't buy it on day one, there's two things. You're either a casual or you don't like God of War, period. That's it.
Yeah.
You didn't have it on day one. I always said that about Gears of War, right? All the community guys be like, I love Gears of War, man. I buy every freaking game that comes out. And I'm like, okay, so when Game Pass came out and Gears came to Game Pass day one, I was watching all these guys playing it. I was playing it on Game Pass. So why didn't you buy a copy of it, though? Why'd you buy a digital or I'm playing it through Game Pass? So I bought my copies, right? I went out and bought the physical copy. I bought it. Or why do you even buy the digital copy? But you bought the copy. You didn't buy it through Game Pass, right?
I got my steelbook.
I
Yeah.
got it too.
You're
Yeah.
not renting it. But this is what I said. It's like, what happened was you made games go from being a must-buy to being, I'll buy it if I feel like it. I get it that Game Pass works really good for people on a budget. I totally get it. But if you want a game, if you really want the game, go buy it. And this is what I've always said. Take the day and date stuff out and put it 6 months on there. People that really want the game are going to buy it. They're not even going to wait 6 months. They will buy it up front and they'll play it on Game Pass later if they want and sell their copies or whatever. But they will buy it day one. So the more you start making shit become optional instead of priority, you start running into problems. Because then you got a whole new series of people with stuff. You guys get the point I'm making?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it trickles
100%.
down.
Gears of War is your flagship franchise. It should have never been an optional thing for anybody that calls himself a true Gears of War fan. It should have been day and date. Bottom line, I'm buying it. I don't care if it's on a Game Pass or not. I'm having a copy of that damn game.
Yeah, where the
We're
hell
good.
is Gears
We're
6
there.
too? You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's
Right.
like I'm so stoked for Gears of War, but playing it since the first one came out, that's what drove me to, get Xbox Live as well as Halo, obviously, and everything else back in 2007. That's when I finally got a router that could hook up all that stuff, and I was like, you know what? This is, I've been a fan for life really since that first game, and I feel like we kind of like that old style of putting that effort into those games. It seems kind of lost now, and I really enjoyed Gears 5, which I think I mentioned when we were on your show, Noof. Yeah, I think I mentioned that. Really enjoyed that game. I really like the PvP, and it's like if only they kind of leaned more into that. And I don't know why there's such a big gap between these games now, where I feel like I know they take their time and they do what they got to do, but man, like Gear 6 would have been amazing to have at this point in this gen, you know. And maybe that's me being, you know, oh, I just want everything right now. Yeah, but it's like we've been waiting for so much other stuff that hasn't really been coming out, or it's been delayed, or we don't know the dates. And it's like, man, Gears like would drive Xbox, at least 360s, you know, like at that time, man. It was such a great thing to be a part of, and now to see it kind of like, you know, the multiplayer community kind of seems to fizzle out here and there. Like it seems like the competitive side of Gears is not really as competitive as it once was. But I don't, you know, I still want Gears 6 to make a nice impact. And maybe that's a way that they can, you know, kind of get around some of this negative stuff, is releasing a Gears game that's like just fucking perfect. It's something we actually really want, and something that makes us remember why we got into this or stayed on this platform. Something that gives us that, you know, reminder of like, man, this is solid. This is a great shooter. I'm in. You know, like we need something to pull us back in. It seems like we're drifting apart from this because of so much stuff, so much blockage in the way. We don't even know where to begin. You know, it's just an uneasy feeling, you know. And I don't know. I'd love to see Gears back sooner than later, you know, at this point, because they need something, you know, to come out like that.
It's going to be this. Look, it's really this simple at this point for Microsoft, right? They got to go left or they got to go right. They can't go down the middle. All right. They've been kind of going down the middle for a while and dabbling their toes in different areas. But at this point in time, for their fans' sake and for the company's sake, they got to be up front and clear. You know, there's no messing around. Like when Sega fucking dumped out the industry, they went out. Like we're tired. We done it. We screwed up. We lost it, and they lost the trust in their fans, and took them years to gain a lot of it back. But Sega, you know, while we're glad they're still around, they're still making some really cool games that are not the Sega of old. This is not the Sega I remember. It's not the Sega. Thank God they're coming out this year. What was it? Some of the old IPs are starting to get a little resemblance of why I used to love Sega. But it's not the Sega of old. You know, I think honestly in today's market, if they came out with a Dreamcast 2 that was like ultra powerful and they came out with their own games, I seriously think Sega could make another go of it. If they had the financial backing, I really do, because we're in a different age now where they don't rely on the, like, you know, the social media and that, like I said, everything that's driving this industry right now is podcasts and social media and all that stuff. They never had the help of that back in the day. They had magazines. No. And that was it. There wasn't even much on the internet back then. You know what I mean? If you got all your news, it was through a book or at the time it was like, you know, a web page or something with, like, there wasn't all these videos and game reviews and everything else under the sun, you know. But either which way, you see what I'm saying? So like Xbox has got to be left or right. So at this point in time, they got to commit to their fan base, and if they commit to the hardcore first, right? If they take care of their hardcore, the people that love them for everything they stood for and everything they stand for, we're going to buy their stuff. But they got to make us trust what they're saying, right? Or they got to say, you know what? The market that you guys are in or that you guys hope we stay in is not feasible for us as a company. And we want to go completely to the other side, and you can take your choice. Either you're with us or you jump ship. It's that simple. Right. But there's none of this down the middle because it's frustrating us all to pieces. We don't know where they stand. They're not being honest with us. Hopefully they clear something up next week, but I suspect it'll be another smorgasbord of interpretations once again, and everybody will be back next week going, I don't understand what they're trying to imply here, but we have a good feeling. I just don't trust them. They've lost too many bigwigs. Even what's his name left for the second time, Mike Barr. Like, you're enough for this. My Mike Barr impression. Since I was working for Microsoft 2 times now, they tried to keep me there, guys. I did my best over there with Activision Blizzard, but it's not working out, guys. I remember crapping Mooches to get me to do that all the time on what was it? What was the fucking show they had? M&C in the mornings. They used to get me to call in and do the Mike Barr impression. Oh my god, people used to roll. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was too funny. But yeah, that's where I see it. Like, you know, shit or get off the pot, man, and start finding your identity again. And your fans are part of your identity too, because we're the people that came out to the E3s. We're the people that went to the fan fests, right? It isn't 12-year-old Jimmy down the street buying his Fortnite microtransactions. People at FanFest are people that had blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of money invested in that platform for a reason. And this is what people, again, on Twitter, the ones who are ragging on us for this kind of conversation we're having tonight, don't seem to quite get. And aren't so fine. You're kumbaya, and you're fine to play wherever you want, and you blah, blah, blah. You know, I got all the consoles, and I don't care. A good game is a good game. Yeah, you're partly right there. But it's clear that you don't have the same level of commitment or investment emotionally, physically, mentally, and financially that most of us have had with the box. Because maybe you are more of a casual. Maybe you just never really cared to begin with. Maybe you're just wholeheartedly 100% behind the whole Game Pass conundrum that basically changed the industry in itself, turned it on its head, right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, like, it's funny because Microsoft sort of dictated where, or Sony kind of dictated where Microsoft went a little bit, because Microsoft came out and had Xbox Live. They charged for it right up front. Day one. It was always the money, right? Nobody ever complained. We paid for it because we loved it because it worked well. It worked well and we could get on it. We had friends lists. We had all those perks. We had everybody copied the achievements. Everybody started shopping the party chats. They did all that stuff. Sony knew, and I say this, I said when they went to PlayStation 4, they knew they financially just couldn't keep giving away free stuff with the games getting so big and the servers taking so much manpower and stuff. They had to charge. What did they do? They charged, but they gave you the free games to bait you in. And then Microsoft actually copied Sony for the rarity and started giving you free games down the road, right? Yeah. And upping their prices. The problem was that what that was, and it was all going fine. I thought Games with Gold was giving us some really damn good games up until Game Pass. And then when Game Pass came out, I bet you could count the months that weren't even talking about. You're like, God, it's like how many times we were like, you'd see the game and you just go,
all the time.
You just grow.
We even missed some months. We were like, oh yeah, what was on this month? I didn't even download it.
I didn't even click the download thing. I am not even wasting my time with that crap. You know what I mean? Or Sony's been over there just even today, like still giving you like crazy stuff.
Yeah.
You know? Like they're giving you some, whether you played them or not, that's the Sony side. But you played that, but it's still a $60 game.
Yeah,
they're giving it to you for your subscription fee.
Yeah, that you're paying for. Yeah.
Like what was it I downloaded this month? Evil West, and what's the other game that's there? Like it was two really good games this month, and there's another one. And like every month, there's always like something that's fairly big, and I was like, I haven't even played that game yet. Now I can download it for free.
Yeah.
Like I was showing my buddy the list of games the other night on my PS5, the shit I downloaded from PlayStation Plus, and he went, "Holy hell!" He said, "Like that's a lot of money in games right there." And I'm like, "Right?" I'm like they were just throwing them out there, and Xbox over there. Yeah, here's a bone. Here's bone. Here's bone. Hope you like it. Here's bone. Here's a bone. Here's another indie. Here's bone. Right? And you're just like, oh, come on, Xbox. When was the last time you gave us something good? But I knew that writing was on the wall with Game Pass. Why give you guys anything good for all you loyal Xbox Live customers when we can just put it in Game Pass behind the paywall and you'll go over there for it? I get the point behind it, but at the same time, you got to remember that all the Xbox Live Gold people that didn't jump on Game Pass day one are very big supporters of the program. And we're happy to pay our gold fees without the free games too. But, just if you're going to toss it out there, at least throw us a bone, right? There's thousands of games out there. You can toss one or two at us. My God. But anyway, that's where we're at. Look, either go left or go right, but stop chasing us down the middle, man.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think it's, and it sucks because like I'm like I'm the same way with just being like how all of us are just invested and it's all the time on it. I mean, I used to achievement hunt and stuff back in the day, like hardcore, on the 360, and like it's funny like seeing those little things that, like you said, that Sony kind of plucked from their side and kind of brought over party chats, things like that. And that goes back to our point of like that's why competition is good when you see those things happening and they're able to, that's why keeping someone in the game that, like if Microsoft wanted to stay in the game, like how they, used to in the past, where it was more of like, they were really trying to pave their own way. Like you said, it's really just, it's such a weird, dynamic difference between how they used to approach it to where now it's like, it's almost like their heads just getting too inflated with the money they're making off the at the very top, of the company. To even really care about us gamers like that have been just so hardcore into this thing for so long.
First world problems, man, I guess, but sucks.
Yeah, it's like, I want to see it turn around as much as the next guy. And like, do you guys think that, next week will just be more of like a dance around? Like we're not going to get a real.
I even got a goddamn Nerf kind of gun. Like, like how diehard are you? And you're 47 years old and still buying a Halo Nerf gun, right? Come on!
That's awesome.
Hey, I have the Nerf one in there because it was a skin for Infinite. It's the. There he is.
That stuff is bullshit. Oh shit!
He made a cameo.
That's awesome. It's just do you think they're just gonna dance around this next week, like what New said? Like, do you think we're just gonna not actually get like everything up front? They're just gonna do that that kind of like strategic company mumbo jumbo statement. Like, how is this gonna even be talked about or
Why don't
announced?
we do a poll while you answer?
Yeah,
We'll poll the chat.
because if it's anything like we've seen in the past, it's gonna be probably dancing around some major points that we wanted to have answers from, and we don't want it to spark more confusion. We want it to clear up stuff.
They're gonna leave it open so that if they want to do something, they can do it. We're not gonna get a straight answer, I don't think.
Right. Now, New, if I'll ask you this, do you still see the Brooklyn actually coming out, or do you think that's just like a done deal now? Given if this stuff is true, if everything we talked about is where they're going, do you think they're still going to do that?
Until next week, I don't know, but it does seem like a logical progression for me, because again, they're trying to find as many ways to increase Game Pass subscriptions. But with saying that, a lot of people might be a little bit more reserved than they were like 5 days ago.
True.
Of investing on another console now after what we're learning, right? They might be like, well, why should I spend, because I'm sure there's probably a few people out there thinking like, I'll get a second one if you already have a Series X or an S, or maybe I'll just upgrade to the digital because most of my library is digital. But now they might be like, you know what? Maybe I'll just spend that $600 and go get a PlayStation, right? Or maybe I'll invest in a PC.
Yeah.
And again, either which way, Microsoft's kind of like, great, because we're going to get your money one way or the other, right? If you're not going to buy the console, which we know they don't make big money on consoles, we totally get that, right? We're not stupid. We get that part. But the problem is you can still sell a lot of consoles. These guys could still easily crush the console part, even if they're going to be behind Sony, which is a given. They're always probably going to be behind Sony, right? Let's face it. But it's like the Burger King conundrum. Like I said, Burger King hasn't quit the business because they're not number one, right? They still keep making Whoppers. People still keep going there, and it's the same thing with video games. They are still the largest game company.
Yeah.
They just don't sell as many consoles, but they're making tons of money. So they just got to know where they stand. They got to be like, you know what? We're beating Sony. We're making the revenue. So we just got to support our games and our gamers, and they're going to support us back. And they will buy our hardware, but we've got to make sure that we keep enough reasons on the console part of the business to keep them investing in it. The majority of us buy consoles is for the large part of design. The two things are simplicity, and because we don't want to get into the conundrum that is the PC. Which when you're into PC, if you've got the technology, you've got the know-how, you got the money, that's the best way to go. You can play everything on a PC, right? Like nobody's just swaying it. I never have. If you love PC and you know what the heck you're doing and you got the money to facilitate that, go for it. Knock yourself out. But console gamers are largely console gamers. We buy consoles for a reason. Again, because they're cheaper, they're more simplistic, and they do a pretty damn good job of giving us a PC, especially in this day and age, right? Of games that give us PC-like experiences without paying PC prices. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That was the whole point of the Xbox One X. The Xbox One X came out to one. So that's a perfect example. See, why would you even make another console that late into a generation with that kind of power and that kind of performance? There was two reasons. They were trying to restore faith to the Xbox hardcore. That was one of the reasons they did it. Because they heard us shit on the Xbox. The S was okay, but they heard the cries. And they wanted to prove that, one, they could make a really powerful box that was small, efficient, and kicked ass. Played 4K games, some of them at full 60, some even higher. The Xbox One X was a serious console.
That sold me.
But that wasn't meant for little Jimmy.
No.
That was meant for us guys. We're the ones who went up and bought the Scorpion edition. I had the Scorpion day one.
Yeah.
Me too.
And then I sold it to upgrade to the Gears 5 edition, which I think is the best custom console.
Oh, that console is sweet. Oh my god.
So I have that, and I'll never get rid of it. But this, and I applaud at Microsoft. They didn't have to make that box. They could have saved themselves millions of dollars of R&D and everything else and just moved on. But they didn't, because they wanted to prove they had one more kick at the cat, that they could prove to us hardcore that they could still build a phenomenal box that blew away the competitor's box, the PS4 Pro, which was a joke. And it did. It blew away that machine. It was awesome. I had a PS4 Pro, and I thought it was the biggest piece of junk ever. Honest to God, I don't even know why I bought one. Just it looked like a Big Mac, right? It stuck an
Yep.
extra layer in the middle. I was like, even about the Spider-Man edition with a big old white sticker stuck on top. I was like, they didn't even make the middle part blue. Like Sony's always gotten away
there was
doing
no
the
blue
bare
on it.
minimum, right? There was no blue on it. Like the controller was bare as bones. There was like you could have made the middle part at least blue, so it would have been red and blue or something like that to kind of look a bit more like his suit. No, let's make it all red, because God forbid we make a little bit of blue in there and make it look a little aesthetically pleasing. Anyway, I'm off on another tangent. But anyway, the 1X was meant for the hardcore. And I applauded them for that, and they came out kicking. And of course, then they went and made, was it Gears? Gears 5 was not only out, but then they came out with Hive Busters. And the Coalition proved to us, proved to the Gears fans, and proved that this could look this good and run on this hardware, and blew us away again. So right at the end of the gen, they were kind of showing us, Microsoft is back. We're committed, and now we're going to buy the companies. We're going to start buying studios. We're going to buy publishers, and we're going to pump out games like never before, and we're going to reel people. What happened to that?
Yeah.
We were sold on that. That's why I got the Series X, and that's why I waited patiently for like games like none of this stuff really looks like it's taking advantage of this console. But
No.
I'm sitting here. We're in 2 years of the pandemic. The first 2 years were write-offs. We're like, okay, the first 2 years, whatever. We're playing upscaled remakes, blah, 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 or back and pat.
Right.
But we got this powerful little box, amazing little machine. It's like, now it's time to prove it. Now we're starting to get those games, like the Hellblade 2s, and you're going, oh, that's what we're talking about, baby.
Yeah.
Now we're talking, right? Indiana Jones looks phenomenal. If you say otherwise, you're blind as a bat.
Right.
But now you're going to take all those games we got excited about and say, there's a potential they're just going to come out on PlayStation because we need to make some more money. You are $1 billion company. You guys are kicking you're kicking your competitors' ass financially. What is your problem? You think you won't get your money back? We will invest more money in your product if you stay the course.
Right.
Now we're gonna spend less money because you're pissing us off.
Yeah. Like you said, we're the fans that built up your gaming shit to begin with. Like, we're the ones that put in the money, put in the time. It's like, and now it's just giving us the stone cold middle finger.
You know what I think it is? They know they got us.
Dance around that.
They know they got us because we're the hardcore. So they're probably like, yeah, we got them already.
Whatever.
Move on, get the new guys. It's like with wrestling. Vince McMahon always said, it's not about the old fans, it's about the new fan. It's like, bro, it's about the old fans. Like, and they all left. A lot of people stopped watching WWF because of that.
Man, the casual crowd is like a virgin, right? They'll put it into anything, just hoping that it's wet.
Oh man,
we know what the ride is like. You know what I mean? The hardcore people know what the ride is like. If you've been on a great roller coaster, it's hard to go back to one that just goes straight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
that's where we're at, baby. We do a loop-de-loop there.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
That's where we're at. Loop-de-loop time. Microsoft.
Right.
Loop-de-loop time, baby.
Yeah, it's like, what are we doing here?
Straightforward crap.
Yeah, it's like you just can't really forget where you come from with some of this stuff, and now it's like they're kind of forgetting who the hell built their gaming stuff up. I mean, obviously there's more money elsewhere in their company too, but damn, it's like this is just it's a weird time because, like you said, yeah, right after that Xbox One, kind of bounce back. Because that's what kind of got me back. I got a Scorpio edition.
Right?
He didn't want to buy an Xbox One at all. I was like, Anthony, Gears 4 is coming out. He told me it was never going to be a Gears 4. It was like, money. It'll be a Gears 4. No, it's over. No Gears 4. The Gears 4 came out. I was like, time to get
I was on
Xbox.
PC at the time, and I was just waiting and waiting and waiting.
He bought it on PC, Gears 4.
And then I finally got the Scorpio edition, and I was playing Tomb Raider. I was playing Gears 5. And that got me back, like, way more. That trust was kind of back, for me, because it was a very like wishy-washy start of the gen, and I didn't know, it was kind of weird. It was a weird time 10 years ago, and now it's even more of a weird, stranger time. But yeah, that Scorpio edition got me back. It really did, and then it really got us all ready for the series consoles, and we were on the air when the pre-orders went live on Amazon in 2020, and we pre-ordered them, and we're in, like, PS5, Xbox, pre-ordered. No matter what, we've invested in these companies, or whoever was getting the Series X, we're able to finally get out of this weird 10 years of these consoles coming out not really having the power. And then obviously they had to kind of rebuff them with the Xbox One X or the PS4 Pro, which was way worse than the Xbox One X in many ways because it was very much of a letdown performance wise. And that was good. That kind of showed that like, hey, we still care about powerful consoles, but we also want to try to give you something that's a little bit more the bang for your buck, because the PS4 Pro I wasn't impressed. I had upgraded that, and comparing that to my One X at the time with the Scorpio edition, I was like, man, I'm just going to get these games on the One X now because I know that it's going to smash out the PS4 Pro, piece of cake, And that's what it seemed like it was doing. So that really is what raised my eyebrow. I was like, okay, this is kind of like, this is them really trying to just flip this around. Phil Spencer's in here. He's trying to, make things right. And yeah, then what happened after that, like, that era of like, we're going to try to push forward. We're going to try to get all these games. It's just, we didn't really get a lot of this stuff fulfilled. And now it just seems like they're just kind of like wasting so much time. It's like the clock's ticking and we're just here like, I don't know. Like, what do we have to show for this gen of like, 5 memorable games that we'll say, oh, we're going to go back to and play years from now. Like, can we even name 5? Like, you know what I mean? In the last like 3 or 4 years that we would, that's like, I don't know, as memorable as something, let's say back in the 360 era, or, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's just kind of my point of that. It's like, man, we're not getting these punchier titles like we used to.
I just sent you the picture of what Noof just sent me. You're going to like it, Anthony.
Oh, okay.
Fazal, what do you think, man? You've been up to really quiet since I came in. I didn't mean to come in and just, honk the horn all day long, but curious to know what you think.
Oh, you're welcome here anytime.
Yeah, anytime,
you
man.
think I'm blowing smoke up everybody's ass and full of shit. That's fine, too. If you think I'm full of crap, that's fine. I've been told
no, not at all.
I've listened to you forever, man.
That's why I fart on podcasts, because I am full of crap. So there you go. Yeah, I'm curious to know, man. Where are you at?
I mean, I pretty much agree with everything you're saying. I think that they can't be in the middle. They got to make a decision. I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to use their corporate speak next week and say whatever they want so they can cover themselves in the future, whichever way the wind blows. But we'll see. I mean, hopefully all this is wrong, but I have a feeling that this is right.
Thank God.
Because this is irreparable damage that this week is going to do for them. So if this wasn't true, why wouldn't they just come out and be like, hey, listen, it's not true. This is another, like you said before, it's like another Don Matrick Connect moment, like a 2013 again.
Yeah.
It's like the second version of that. So,
I said, they have a chance to alter course because nothing's set in stone. It's like the Terminator, right? Fate is what you make, or whatever. Like it ain't set. The future isn't set.
Right.
It's time to hear these podcasts, to listen to us, and do what's right. But I guess, like I said, they might say, well, most people aren't complaining. But does that mean we're idle because we don't verbally complain? Because the only people that aren't really complaining, like I said, are people that are quite fine with the status quo, have not really invested in the same level that we are, and that's fine. Nobody has to be. We're not calling you wrong. We're not saying that you don't have an opinion. But, I think we know more than most because we have invested for so long and so hard. And most of us here, I know Perry for sure, big Sega guy. We saw what happened to Sega, and we don't want this to be Microsoft. Microsoft got into the hardware business for a reason, and if they didn't think to compete, they wouldn't be here now. They wouldn't have built a One X. They wouldn't have built a Series X and a Series S if they didn't think there was a reason to compete. But again, people buy consoles when they have reason to buy them. It's not the price that's killing the Xbox. They put them on sale during Christmas, right? Yep. It's not the price. It's because they're giving people, they're not making their messaging clear. Yep. When they start doing the marketing, just wait till the marketing comes in for Call of Duty, right? Which is literally now their biggest worldwide franchise, something that everybody knows that appeals to the hardcore and it appeals to the casuals, right? It's a game that transcends that. Wait till they start that marketing and then put it up on the big billboards. Play it day one on Xbox Series X and S on the billboard. Then come back and talk to us. I guarantee you when people see that, the casual crowd are running out for their Xbox when they know they ain't paying $90 to play that game. They're going to play it for $15 or $17 or whatever the cost of your subscription fee is. Play it for this low a month. And then all the Call of Duty games. Did you miss a Call of Duty in the last 20 years? We got them all. One place to play. Xbox. Right? And you do stuff you can't get on PlayStation. You don't have the make the game worse on PlayStation or your competitor, but you know what you do on Xbox? You give them Master Chief in there. You give them Xbox stuff in there. You give them stuff that identifies the brand that they're only going to get on Xbox. Why not? Sony's been doing it. Sony money hats all these characters and special skins and DLCs. Xbox should do the same damn thing. This is the problem. Start fighting fire with fire, and you watch your successes will start piling up, baby.
Yeah, exactly. There has to be that that ferocity of like, all right, we got to try to, actually try to, blow them out of the water. You know what I mean? It just seems like there isn't, I don't know, that urgency, where it
I'll tell
just,
you this right now. If Peter Moore or Steve Ballmer were still running this show right now, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah, no way. Those guys are awesome.
That's a great point.
Peter Moore and Steve Ballmer, we wouldn't be sitting here with this conversation today. This would be an entirely different Xbox. I'm telling you. Because those guys had aggression. Those guys had the passion. Those guys knew what it take to run. And I'm not dissing Phil, but I just don't get that feeling for Phil that he speaks up a whole lot. He just kind of does what he's told and then hopes for the best. And he's given all the credit in the world because he kind of revitalized Xbox. But the ways that they had to go about revitalizing Xbox, and people would say we should be thankful because we wouldn't have we're not going to have Xbox anyway in a couple of weeks if shit keeps going this way. So what's your point? We won't have a console pretty soon. Disc or no disc, we're going to be playing through television sets. We're going to be hooking our controllers up to Samsung televisions and refrigerators and cell phones. And that's great because you go, oh, lots of money. Yeah, lots of casual money, but you ain't going to get it from the hardcore. I'm telling you, I'll put my phone through a wall before I start playing all my Xbox games on it.
Yeah, casual is just going to buy a PlayStation or a Nintendo. Like, not casual, I'm sorry, hardcore is because they just want a machine. Casual will play in the refrigerator, they'll do whatever they want. Great. But we want to play in the real stuff. And I going back to what you said, Noof, the reason why Xbox, it was a thing. Bill Gates was like, he looked at Sony. He was like, why are the Japanese competitors in the living room? We should be in the living room. We're an American company. Exactly. And that's what really Bill Gates was like. He wasn't fond of the Xbox idea, but he's like, you know what? We got to beat them in the living room. Make the machine. Yep. Let's get it out.
Yeah, someone's saying in that meeting, well, what about Sony?
And then he's like, well, we don't need the machine anymore. It's like, that's not Bill's vision. I mean, people don't like Bill Gates, but whatever. If it wasn't for him, though, we wouldn't have the Xbox to begin with.
We wouldn't have it at all.
Yeah, he heard someone say, well, what about Sony? And he really just got upset with that one statement. Like, all right, well, we're gonna smash them now with this. You know what I mean? Like that was
competition, man.
A competition mindset. It's it. There's nothing wrong with it. This is why they're
gonna put their games on it. Come on, that's
the stone cold middle finger, man. It's this double middle finger and the stunner all in one take. It's like I don't know. It's such a
Hey, that happened in wrestling a few years ago. Remember when it was the remember when it was WCW versus WWE?
Yeah.
And all of the big names went from the WWE over to the WCW. Yeah. And look what happened there. Yep. They just about destroyed the WWE. All the big names went over. The ratings were going through the roof with Turner and the WCW. It was crazy. And it wasn't up until they reinvented themselves to the Attitude Era that kind of brought people back into the fold. But man, WWE was in hard times back then. I remember that.
This draws a lot of parallels.
Right? Exactly. Your biggest and brightest go to the competitor, and look what happens, right?
Well, even
people drop off,
With WCW, like they had so many problems, but it was all corporate on the corporate end, not the WCW itself. Right. Turner corporate was like, you know what, we don't want wrestling anymore. It's not Turner Classics on Demand. We don't want that on our television. And they were like, I guess we're done. Then McMahon buys them. This is like the same thing. Like Xbox, the Xbox division might not want to do these things, but corporate's coming in, Microsoft, and saying, you got to do this. And they're throwing their hands up. The parallels are crazy to this. But it's all corporate. It's all corporate business.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to come in and say, just trust me to do my job, and I promise you things will be okay.
Yeah.
We gotta keep the faith with the hardcore fan base that were with us from day one and are going to stay with us till the end. So trust me on that. You bring the games, they will come. It's the old Field of Dreams, right? Build it, they will come. Bring the games, they will come. Keep them exclusive to PC and Xbox only. They will come. We will have no choice. But don't don't hand over your competitors just more ammunition to fire back at you. You don't hand them over the cannonball. When your own ship is halfway in the water.
Yeah, it's like if you can't beat them, join them, and they're joining them, and it's like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're not in the position that it's not like they have no. It's not like Xbox is like.
It's like
Microsoft's going out of business, and they're like, you know what, sell them off to PlayStation, then they join.
We don't need this, yeah,
or
exactly.
they have to do something drastic to go and join them because they're running out of money. Like they're fine.
Guys,
like,
the rent is due. We better sell our properties.
Exactly. Their rent's paid for the next 300 years. Crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't know.
Corporation in the world selling out is essentially what it is to me.
Yeah, it's all about the money. They just want to. We don't want to deal with the hardware. Let's just sell it everywhere else. Whereas Sega kind of had no choice, so they were like, you know what, it's either this or we're done. So let's just do the third party stuff.
Satya, if you're not a big gamer and you don't understand how this shit works, then fucking stay in the kitchen, get the hell out of here, and let the people that know how to run this shit run it. You just pay the checks. You just sign the paperwork and let Phil and them run this shit. Tell them,
let us compete. Come on.
I would say here's your money. You did this. We're doing okay. Make the brand great again. How do you do that? There's got to be someone at Xbox that knows how to do that. Right? Nintendo sunk with the Wii U, right? Remember how shitty they were doing with the Wii U?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where they went afterwards. Somebody took some big balls and gambled on that, and looks worked out for them.
Yeah.
And again, Nintendo is not going anywhere because and they're not worried about me and number one. Nintendo never even come out and said worried about their console numbers. They just knew it was going to sell because they were going to do the same thing they've been doing since the NES era, giving you great games.
Yep.
Bringing them on time. Heck, they're so great now, they're still selling Breath of Wild at full price. Almost 7 years after the fact. It's still going at $80 a pop up here in Canada. Wow. Right? Like, holy mackerel. Right? This is what I'm saying. And they get away with it because it's Nintendo, and if you want it, there's only one place to play it, and there's only one price you're going to pay. We don't have a subscription service. Maybe there's a deal every couple of months we offer 15% off. Whoa, let's go buy a fortune in Nintendo games. But you see how they do it. And it doesn't bother them. And this is the thing. And everybody writes off Nintendo, but right now Nintendo is the perfect example of how to be a phenomenal competitor without selling your brand short. Hate them or not, hate their hardware, hate whatever. Nintendo, the only thing to stop Nintendo from being a juggernaut is the hardware to play better games properly. Because if Nintendo could play, like say if Nintendo right now could have Call of Duty and it looked and ran as good as it does on the Series X, could you imagine how big Nintendo would be? Because most people just don't buy the third-party stuff on Nintendo because it doesn't look or run very good.
Yeah.
If you buy it, it's usually because you're buying it because it's portable, right? Well, I want to copy The Witcher 3 so I can take it on the go. But you're not buying it because it's the definitive version. Could you just imagine what it would be like if Nintendo's console was pumping crap out and it played nearly as good as what we're playing right now?
I think you're going to see that at the end of the year with this new one.
They would destroy stuff, man. People would be like, man, I'm just getting a Switch. I'm getting a Switch too. This stuff is legit.
I think that's going to happen later this
year.
year.
Party chat.
Yeah,
I hope so.
That's why I think Nintendo has this year in the bag.
If Nintendo dropped the box like the Series X, it would be over. No one would talk about PlayStation or Xbox. They'd be like, Nintendo is where it's at. Well, you got all the third-party support.
And you put Call of Duty. Yeah, you put Call of Duty. You put the GTAs. You put the big games on there.
Yep, forget it.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking Nintendo.
And it's funny, like 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, almost 11, when we started this show, like Nintendo was in a really bad spot with that Wii U. And Frank would always be, Frank was on the show with us, and we would always just be like dogging on Nintendo, but not really dogging on it, but just more like saying like, what are they doing?
It was justified. It wasn't like you guys were just being.
Oh, I cursed out Nintendo for the Wii U. Frank was trying to defend it, cursing him out on it.
No, I never really defended
it. Did anybody believe the first problem Nintendo had with Wii U was the naming of it? Because most people didn't understand that it was actually a legitimately new console.
Target over here actually put the Wii U tablet with an original Wii in the ad. I don't know if you ever saw that.
No, I didn't see that. But
I'll send you a photo of that.
Yeah, the confusion. It plays into the confusion.
Now look at the Wii U right now today and tell me that Nintendo wasn't forward thinking. They basically created the PlayStation 5. What is it? They created that thing before PlayStation did.
The Portal.
I saw the PlayStation 5 thing, the Portal.
Yeah.
It's the Wii U is the controller that you can take off to the shitter while you're playing a game. That's what it was.
If it
Yeah,
reaches
the
that
parents
far.
the parents are watching porn on the TV, so Jimmy can head up to the washroom and play the latest Zelda game.
Yeah, it's like they all. That's again going back to the whole like that's why competition's good. You know, it's like yeah, like they might borrow a little something over here from these guys, and then try to make those improvements. And then we saw we saw that kind of roll back a bit when we saw the Switch come into play, and then next thing you know, Nintendo's just smashing numbers left and right, coming out with some good stuff. Like we saw that kind of change over from the Wii U era to the Switch, and it just kind of made more sense for the consumer base and the portable versus the now it's really just like we said, like we just need that beefier Nintendo console that can dance with those other machines that can run the stuff. Like I don't want to have to stream Resident Evil 2 remake, 3 remake. I should just be able to play them, right? Same thing with Village and 7. It's like I should just be able to play them. Like the new Resident Evil whatever remake, like why can't that hit Nintendo the same day as, these other consoles? So, because let's face it, I mean, like we said, Nintendo, they keep selling stuff, and their games, like even Mario Wonder, love that game.
Yep.
Love that game. And it's on a machine that's so old, but they're still able to get that thing to like, look really good, play really good. Cause like you mentioned before, it's not going for that realistic approach. It can get away with some of those little, different graphical stuff, but we just want to see, Nintendo kind of on that level, like where they were really up to snuff, like on their GameCube side, when they're really trying to, push against the Microsoft and Sony cloud that was, kind of up against them at that time. And so we'll see. This year is going to be very. I mean, it's only February 5th, and we're not even, a quarter done the year yet. So we'll see what the hell happens.
Well, look at Nintendo, right? Because people say, well, the numbers always come up, the ratio numbers always come up with PlayStation, right? Well, there's 100 and whatever million PlayStation 4s and 5s or whatever,
right?
But there's only 10 million copies of this game sold, or 20 million copies of this game sold, right? Why is that, right? Well, I mean, there's no definitive answer. I mean, obviously, the PlayStation speaks to an older audience, a bit of a wiser audience, right? Where people are a little more calculated in their decisions. But Nintendo, like, their games are going to be good. And it's because they speak to a multitude of audiences, whether you're 13 years old, or you're 40 years old, or you're 60 years old. Their games transcend, like, age groups, right? The hardcore play them, the casuals play them. They're just great games. I mean, you look at most of Nintendo's top titles, right? On the Switch, they've sold 30, 40, 50 million copies. I mean, I think at one point Breath of the Wild was on almost nearly on a 1-to-2 ratio or something. It was something stupid. It's like, that's crazy, right? That's unheard of.
Yeah.
Can Microsoft and Sony do the same? I totally believe they can. But again, it's how you market your games. You have to make your game. You have to make people want the games. They have to appeal to a bigger crowd. Like, maybe it's a game like like right now, like Microsoft has a lot of properties. Maybe you market Crash a little better. That's like, so it's Crash Bandicoot, for example.
Where is
Crash going to go to PlayStation? Right? Is he going to end up over there? Because guaranteed, I bet you the next Crash game does end up on PlayStation, because the last bunch under Activision did, right? But they could keep them for themselves. They could keep Spyro for themselves, and in turn would drive more traffic to the Xbox platform. I don't think they will. I think those are those game-by-game cases that they're talking about that will end up as a multi-plat game, because they want to sell more copies and make more money. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I personally think because you spent all that money to bring them to your platform, you should bring people to your platform with those games that people know, right?
Absolutely.
They didn't even give it a chance
to put it over there.
Yeah. They really don't. It's like, and dude, like, what if we had some kind of like crazy, Crash and Spyro, not a crossover, but just like, it's like, dude, you have these like iconic characters, and like, maybe Crash 4 didn't sell that well. I don't know. I was talking about this today, like with someone. I was like, I don't know if I like Crash 4. It was really more towards the hardcore fans, I feel like, because that game was hard. Like, you cannot just pick up that game if you haven't played Crash, you just play it. But that was still a solid game. And like, now that they have Activision, it's like, what are we doing with Crash and Spyro? These like iconic, icons that we remember from like, these amazing games. It's like, what are we doing now? We thought there was going to be, oh man, like Microsoft, they got Crash, man. They got our boy Crash. Like, that'd be cool if they did something, there. And it just seems like it's wishful thinking. it's just wishful thinking now. If they're going to go along with this mindset where it's just like, yeah, we got Crash and Spyro after all these years. Back in the day, it used to just be on Sony stuff. Obviously, then it went to multiple platforms. But now it's like that would have been a really cool thing just to kind of give us something cool or exclusive or something. Just something that just makes it feel like, all right, this is cool. This is part of like, what they got with the deal or whatever. But I don't know. I really don't know what their mindset is with that.
You should have given it a chance.
Crash Team Rumble on Game Pass.
Jay Fonzarelli posted on his. I don't know if you guys know Jay Fonzarelli, right?
I know
He used to be
Fonz.
on,
I don't know him personally.
RDX, but he is on RDX. But he posted earlier. I just caught this tweet now. He said the Xbox community is burning down, and Xbox themselves are like, "We see the flames and pitchforks. Talk with you next week." Now that's some level of fuckery right there. He said.
Did you guys see the photo Noof sent me?
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was funny.
That's amazing.
Funny.
With the club.
But Phil's head on Abby and smacking the Xbox. Oh my god.
It's just yeah, it's so weird.
So look, you talked about Terminator before. The original Xbox is like T1. The 360 is like T2. It was better than the first.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox One was like T3. And right now we're on Salvation with the Series X.
Yeah. Or dude, I don't even know if this is Salvation.
I
this is Dark Fate.
Genesis.
Or Dark Fate. Genesis or Dark Fate, I feel like it's gotta be close.
It might be Dark Fate if it's the last one. I don't know.
I was gonna say maybe just for namesake that might be it. But yeah, Genesis is another one that it could be, because that was another dark turn they did. Oh man, yeah, this is it's funny seeing some of these posts on here, because you see so many different, like, people kind of responding, and it's just so hilarious, because some people, I don't know, it's just, I think there's
you see any funny ones or people going crazy? Like, we can read that on here. This isn't a typical show. We can do whatever on this show.
Yeah,
I've been a big Xbox fan for a long time, and I'm really pissed off. I'm very pissed off right now. I'm so pissed off I don't even want to look at my donkeys. I just want to go into the backyard, and I want to stare at the grass until my eyeballs burn of green tangerine. I don't know, but I'm just tired of it all. Bill Spencer, straighten your shit out here. Wipe your asshole. Get down to the business. Let's do it. Come on. You have got the money, the balls, and the brains, but you've got to put it on the table. We are tired of talking about Sony here. They've got enough crap. They would burn your house to the ground. Now it is time to drop a nuke. No fluke. Let's go. You do it. You spend all the money. That's all you got to do. Put your shoe on the right foot and put it in the ring. Let's come on. Do it. Let's go.
It's time to shit or get off the pot. It's time.
It stinks in here. Somebody's left it lingering.
Phil just got off Diablo 4, apparently.
Again?
Apparently.
Yeah. Phil, perfect game for playing when the shit's burning down. Diablo.
Is he buying the microtransactions? Is he the only one?
Is he the one? Yeah. Oh, that's so funny that was even captured. People were like, yeah, this guy's on fucking Diablo while the shit's fucking hitting the fan, Oh man, I'm looking at some of these tweets. A lot of these people are just kind of like,
somebody should capture his gamer tag and then put it on the plate, like
PlayStation
into the PlayStation home, and he's like playing a PlayStation game or something. He's playing like Halo on PlayStation. Just all the graphics over. Oh my god, it'd be funny.
That would be funny.
Let's see here.
Phil's already started. Yeah, he's already halfway in. Halo Infinite on PlayStation 5 coming soon.
I think the funniest thing I saw, I don't even know if this, I think it's fake. Well, there's a picture of Phil Spencer standing in an airport with the PlayStation 5 in his hand. Like the box of a PS5, he's holding it to the handle. Like, what the... I don't know if that's real.
Your Series X behind your head, actually, the graphic kind of looks like somebody put like a death blanket on it already. It looks like a ghost.
Oh, it is. It's a ghost from the, I'm pointing at it, like the weather. They actually use this for Halloween. Let me get up. You can see it.
That's kind of fitting. You guys in a conversation, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it just kind of worked out. There you go.
Well, I'll put my shirt back down here.
They used it for.
That wasn't my back. That was my arm, actually.
Yeah, you don't want to pull a boogie where people get things all confused here.
Oh
I don't know
man.
if you saw that was a couple months ago when all that remember when all the Twitch when all of the
Oh
there was
yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
nudity. Boogie gets the first thing Boogie does gets on Twitch and he's like standing up naked and
Oh,
his gut
Frank
is
saw
hanging
that.
down over his
Yeah.
he's hanging down over his nads and they thought he showed his nuts on there so he got banned. It's like you couldn't see it anyway. His gut is so big, it's just hanging down. It's just gut fat, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, his fat was covering it, so he didn't
Yeah.
violate any rules.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Then he had to go and, of course, plead his case and stuff. That was fucking hilarious.
Man, these-
Twitch every day. Oh, you're banned. The next day, oh no, you're not banned. And then 3 days later, yeah, we don't want that on here. You're banned. Like, the hell with Twitch?
Which is weird.
Yeah, they make up the rules as they go along. Phil Spencer
Can I
should
show
run
my
Twitch.
can I show cleavage on Twitch? if I push my munions together,
Hey, ironically,
Buttons.
Dreamcast is trending.
my munions.
Is
What's
Dreamcast
trending?
trending?
Dreamcast. Isn't that ironic?
Right up there with Phil
Dreamcast.
Spencer, Gears of War, and Game Pass is also trending.
Yeah, look at that, eh?
It's just
He's trending and he's not.
Right.
He can't even address anything, huh?
I know. Well, I think that's probably why people are, probably adding him, being like, "What the hell?"
Shout out to Richard, Kamame, Azure Eyes. A lot of these guys we missed. They came in during the stream tonight. Weston, we talked about Weston, right? RWK came in here. Kamame. I think I mentioned him just now. Well, hockey fan. You had hockey fan laughing. Everyone, subscribe to Noof's channel just in case he does something, upload some videos or something.
You never know. It's like I was saying. That, go
I'll
ahead,
still
Noof.
be around. I'll still be around. Like I'm still going to do the odd thing, and just like I said, I won't be dedicated to a weekly show, but
Definitely
if the time is
subscribe.
right or something, I'll definitely be doing some videos. I'll be doing some streams and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah. Especially, I just thought it was funny because the first thing I said in our group chat, all this stuff is going down, and I just messaged Perry. I'm like, "What the hell happened?" Noof, he did the last episode of the Gaming Fuse podcast, and then all this stuff happened. I was just like, "What's this world coming to? What's happening?" I just thought it was funny because we're just like, "This is so
Foreshadowing.
yeah."
we were
week of
joking. We were
news.
like, Noof got tipped off. He knew.
yeah, yeah. We're
I came out of my groundhog hole and I saw Xbox Shadow and I went back inside.
That was it.
Yeah, it's such a a wild week of news, and the gaming stuff just really hasn't, between leaks and stuff coming out the end of last year or the fall into the winter, and then now with this stuff, it's like, man, there is just so much crap coming out, and yeah, it doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon. It's only February 5th.
Last
What
week
is
it was
happening?
WWE. This week it's Xbox. What the hell is next week?
Yeah, seriously, it's just completely bonkers right now. It seems.
Mm.
All the stuff we like is getting screwed up here.
Yeah, it's like, geez, it's funny. I'm just looking at some of these replies, like to Bill Spencer's tweet, and just it's so funny. Like some of these, what
One
I
guy
mean?
wrote 9 tweets to him, and I was like, he's not going to read that.
He's not going to read it. He's not going to read that. Yeah, a lot of people are just upset. I mean, some people are making obvious jokes, but it's just seems like a lot of people are just saying big mistake. He said this is someone said this is the red ring of death. Extend.
Red ring of death.
Yeah. Yeah, this is it's just not going over well with the fans. And again, I think honestly, I mean, I know like they probably have to prepare some kind of crappy statement that's going to be a lot of full of shit stuff, but it's like it just makes it look worse that not only did you know this is going to happen, you kept it from us, and then now you're making us wait until like a week.
We're waiting for the
to figure
games now.
this
I got to
out.
wait for a statement.
Yeah, that's what it's like. All right, we thought we were waiting for games, not a statement to how you can try to make us understand what the hell's going on here. You know what I mean? It's just such a ass backwards way of doing it, but they got to make sure they say the right stuff. They don't piss anybody off. They don't, not very assuring. Yeah, it's just not a happy time online for sure, especially because not only is online, social media is always a cesspool as it is, but when there's something like this happening that, either people are divided on or they officially are like, yeah, we're banding together, just hating this together. Yeah, this is So some guy posted his receipt. He said, "And buy." He
Yeah.
traded in his console and his
Yeah.
games at GameStop. What a loser!
Yeah, that's going a bit far. I'm not ready to go down that rabbit hole
Yeah,
just yet. I mean, like, regardless, this could be my last Xbox, but I don't see me getting rid
Yeah.
of the stuff I paid for.
no, no.
No
This
way.
guy
You know,
traded
like,
in
I got
all
the
his
litter all
series.
over the
yeah, my
house.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I have 3 of them downstairs sealed. Oh, I got 2 at the shop
I mean,
sealed, and
worst
I got
case
1 downstairs.
scenario, worst case scenario is I've got the best collection of Xbox case beer coasters you'll ever find. They're all over my house. I just use them for coasters now.
Yeah, good
Well, I'm
old
not going
coaster.
that far. I mean, like, we still invested a lot of money that's still tangible, still, still usable, right? But again, a large part of this will just really dictate is how much I invest in their platform, their ecosystem, the games. And according to now some things I'm reading on Twitter, is they're actually thinking that Game Pass, the format of Game Pass, is going to change. Thinking that the day and date games might be going out too. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
they're
heard any
gonna.
rumblings about that, but they're thinking about possibly doing that. So
Yeah,
that would be another sort of blow because that was a big reason a lot of people got into it because of the day and date. But I've said before they shouldn't have done that to begin. I know people will definitely wholeheartedly disagree, but I think that was a little too much. I think
Right.
that the thing you should have sold Game Pass was the best games going in there for a fraction of price. And yes, the biggest and best games will go in like fairly quickly, but not like you should have a window where you max it. Like, you know what I mean? Just like Sony's been doing with PC, right? They put the game out on the platform, they let the hardcore people jump all over it, they buy it first, and then they wait until the game is sort of simmered where the sales kind of plummet, and then they put it on PC. You know what works out doubly good for them, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of everyone wins. If you're able to wait, if not, if you can't wait, you're one of those people like me that really has a hard time waiting for shit. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to go buy a console. Because if you really want to play it, that's what you're going to do. And that's what Xbox needed to do. If you really wanted to play Starfield, did you have to give it away for basically free? You could have said, if you want to play it, you got to buy the console. Here you go. Starfield will come to PC, but it's going to come to PC, 12 months after the fact. They do that with a lot of the Final Fantasy games and various things, and it's always worked out good. Is it a perfect scenario? Absolutely not. It's going to piss off a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, and I know, it's going to make them a lot more money than it will the other route. Because Game Pass will sell regardless. And if they especially go all digital, you're kind of going to have no choice but to get one version of Game Pass or the other. Like I'm on Core right now, right?
Mhm.
And it's okay, but it's too expensive for what I'm paying for because essentially I got 25 games and half of them are like just like There's a couple of good ones in it. Most of them already own the disc version anyway, so it's just like, you know what I'm saying? But like I don't think they should have went that route to begin with, and I'm one of the few people that maybe say that. But I get why they did it because it was an enticing sales pitch, right? Well, you could play Halo Infinite day one, and I get it, and it was huge. I remember how people got holy crap! All Xbox's first party stuff was on Game Pass day and date. It was huge, but I still don't think they should have done it because I think they cannibalized the potential of their sales.
It brought us here.
Just think about how much, right?
It did.
Just think about how much more they would have sold if they had made the physical and digital copies first and then put it in.
Yeah.
That's like 2 or 3 million copies might not sound like a lot, but at the end of the day, if you sell 4 or 5 million up front because people can't wait for a year, hot damn, and then you play it in Game Pass, it's win-win. You've already subsidized the cost of the game before you even put it in Game Pass, and then you get a subscription later on,
And you're
it's
linked
win-win.
in. Yeah.
And if you're paying all that money for third-party stuff anyway, like you're going to play it. Like, I mean, because a lot of that third-party stuff can't survive on its own because it doesn't have the marketing dollars. So if you get, like, say, a decent third-party title, go in day and date, something that's smaller, something that that needs that push, just kind of like the free-to-play stuff gets that instant push because it's, free-to-play, doesn't cost you anything. Like Hi-Fi Rush was genius. Because if that game had to come out not day and date on Game Pass, that would have suffered. Like if that was just a surprise release that you just tossed in the store, it would have got buried.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody would have known. They'd be like, what's this game all about? But because it was in Game Pass, it was successful. So I totally get the case by case scenario. But for your big flagship games, like your Forzas, your Gears, your Halos, those games need to stay off until they die down.
Yeah.
You want to put on a mid-range Bethesda game, like something that's a new IP, like say like the Outer Worlds, something that would benefit more by being in Game Pass day one than waiting a 12-month span until the game is kind of fizzled and there's no hype. I totally get new IPs, but not established stuff.
Yeah, it's so weird to see, like, just the difference of what I guess the I don't know the term I'm looking for. I think there's a lack of like the build of trying to tell people, hey, this is where you can get it. Like, 'cause that's my one thing about um the Indiana Jones thing is more just like, man, like, yeah, people now are just going to be like, all right, well, now that I'm hearing that, because like, Indiana Jones, like for me, that's a day one play. I love Indiana Jones. I love, how it looks, what it's shaping up to be. And something like that, it's like, dude, if that was like just on that console like we thought it was going to be. I mean, I don't, I'm not saying it would be a game changer, but that just would have been a really cool win. I mean, the first thing we thought of was like, oh man, when we originally thought it could have been third person, whatever. We're like, all right, Xbox is going to get its own kind of like adventure game like that, or something that is on, the console and PC, but it's on that console. It's going to get you to buy a console if you're an Indiana Jones fan, or if you're just like, you're sold by just that trailer, which it looks solid. But I mean, that just imagine how much that would have actually kind of moved, some units if that was just on their machine and not just like, after 6 months, we're just going to plop it on over. It's like people are going to see that. And now you're not that, like, nothing's moving now. Like that needle is not moving. Even if they're saying, we don't know the exact numbers yet, right? We don't know the exact sales of where they're at, but it's like, dude, that would have been incredible to have. That would have just been a win for, I mean, I counted that as a win for us, and us as in Xbox fans. Like, we got a win when we saw that trailer. Yep. It's just, now it's just like everything's becoming undone with just this little wave of stuff. And we really wanted to see a roadmap, and now the roadmap is like it's all drawn over and crumbled up, and like now it's like, all right, now where do we stand? It's such a, like I said, it's good that we're able to kind of unpack some of these opinions and feelings, because yeah, it kind of felt very just strange about all this stuff. It's a very like weird time that we're getting hit with this. Not even halfway through. I mean, I don't know how long this
can
gym
read
will last,
roadmaps anymore. They need GPS by Google.
MapQuest, right? But yeah, it's just it's a weird skewered kind of gen that we're in right now, and I don't know, it still kind of amazes me that we're having this conversation, because I think, yeah, if some people were still in charge, we wouldn't be having this conversation tonight, and just kind of dreading the future. We want to be positive, but we also got to be kind of realistic of like what can be done, what have they done, and how can they somehow kind of repel back, but now we got to wait for this phony statement. So I don't know what day we're going to be getting
and
that.
The problem is they never want to say like exclusive and then like really mean it. You know what I mean? Like when they toss those words out, there's always seems to be an asterisk. It's exclusive, but we'll see how long it's exclusive. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's always an asterisk. And we want some definites. That's what we want. We just want some answers. Is it or isn't it? Because exclusive for like 30 days is not really. We want to know, like, is this reason for people to buy an Xbox? Is it reason for people to keep their Xbox? Like Sony Spider-Man games are exclusive. They're not going to Xbox. They're not going to Nintendo. They are exclusive to that platform, and I'm pretty sure they're going to remain exclusive there. Indiana Jones and Blade need to be two of those titles, I think, that need to remain exclusive to Xbox consoles and PC only. You spend a lot of money buying those studios and buying those IPs, and this is sort of a little bit of our kickback to the whole slap in the face, but Sony goes out and money hats Insomniac and Spider-Man, right? I mean, Blade is not the same level as Spider-Man. We totally get it, but still, it's kind of cool because Blade is a very edgy character that is still beloved by a big fan base, and it's kind of fitting in a way that they picked Blade, right?
Yeah,
because
it's rated M.
He's rated M. He's sort of the underdog character. Again, he's like pseudo popular, but not like Spider-Man level popular. He represents a lot of things like, that Xbox has kind of represented over the years. He's edgy, he's, all that sort of stuff. As long as it doesn't turn out to be Redfall.
Oh, God.
But,
yeah, Blade's another one.
Xbox just come out, be direct with us, and stop bullshitting, and stop telling us something you think we want to hear now, only to turn around 6 months later, a year later, and kind of go, yeah, that's not working. You guys are going to have to suck it up.
Yeah, it's
Right?
almost like they don't give things a chance to breathe or a chance to like
No, they don't.
set in. Like Perry was saying, like
Mixer.
there's some, yeah, yeah,
Well, it was Beam for 2 weeks, and then it was Mixer, and then 2 months later it was dead. So.
yeah, yeah. Before you
Love
can blink,
Mixer.
it's over.
I was doing well on Mixer, and I liked it. I liked it was integrated in my damn console. And you had to screw that up. I was like, come on, you're gonna force me back to Twitch again?
Wow,
Seriously.
I didn't know you were on Mixer. That's cool.
Oh, I was. I love Mixer, and I was actually doing much better on there than I'll ever be doing on Twitch.
Oh man.
Right? Yeah.
Nobody
No.
comes over to my nobody comes over to my Twitch streams, but I was doing pretty good on Mixer because like it was a more dedicated following. It was easier to find people on there and stuff.
Not
and
as
like I said,
saturated.
it was easy to get
Right.
into. No, and it was easy to get into. It was integrated right in the Xbox. It was kind of like YouTube is with PlayStation. You just hit a couple buttons and you were live and you were rolling, and it was good. Of course, my podcasts were doing much better because it was easier to promote all that stuff at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really strange, and I think it's you know, the losing faith so quickly. I don't know if it just like, you know, if it goes into just the money getting to their head or the decisions being made. You know, it's such a, you know, sometimes you just gotta let things, you know, simmer and see how, you know, it does, instead of just kind of jumping the gun and being like, all right, you know, we took a couple steps with this way or trying something this way, and now it's like we're just gonna make a hard left turn or a hard right turn or whatever.
You know why we're like it? Because we've been down this road too many times before. That's why. We've seen this same song and dance many times over the past couple, especially since the Xbox One generation.
Yep.
Where they tell us something and they totally, completely flip flop, and they try to catch up after the fact instead of trying to nip it in the bud beforehand and trying to, like, you know, think it through properly. And we've always said, and even guys like Dealer and the big YouTuber guys will always say, like, why don't they reach out to us, the people that play and buy their products and promote their products, before they go to these morons that they pay so much money to in their stupid corporate shells. Half of them might make games, but they actually don't play games. They're not invested in it.
No.
You know what I mean? Like exactly. We are. Like get some real users, get some people that got some clout, and people that are, because I'm telling you, I know we're not always right, but you know what? We're not always damn wrong either. Sometimes we hit it right on the head. We tell them what they need to hear, and they're just like, "Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya." You know, like listen, really, you know.
Hey, he really did it. He did it, huh? Holy shit! I don't know what's going on with my shop, but let me tell you, boss. I gotta turn on the camera because it don't look good. But let me tell you this. Let me tell you, guys. Listen up. Sit back in your chairs. Sit back in your chairs. Microsoft, what the hell is it doing? I haven't seen this much fuss since Uncle Jethro and Jebediah came over for a family get together. We was all trying to have a mathematics competition. We couldn't add anything up. Honestly, you know. Like you guys, you're pissing. All you're doing right now is pissing people off, and I haven't got enough moonshine. I haven't got enough moonshine to get over this headache and into the bed before I'm just done with y'all. I'm tired of it. I bought all your freaking controllers. I got pink ones, green ones, brown ones. I got everything under the sun. I got Xbox on it. I got Xbox underwear with shit stains on it. But let me tell you. I don't know, but there you're going out and you're doing us all dirty. Doing us dirty. I said, seriously, you're not Sony. We expect that low-handed, low-ball, you know, conundrum-y kind of figgly-diggly from Sony. Right? That's what Sony is good at doing. Sony is good at sticking in a finger just up your ass just enough to make you think it feels good, but it hurts at the same time. That's what Sony does. They wiggles it in. And you guys skipped over the finger. You skipped the finger, and you're putting the sausage right up in the trench hole. That's what you're doing. And I can feel it. I'm about ready to fight the Bratwurst over here. That's what I'm about ready to do. So get your crap together, because Perry is telling you, and we got Fazan telling you, we got Anthony telling you, everybody on the game. There's a reason they call us the game complainers, because it's right. That's why we complaining all night. But you guys really started listening. Because my old lady didn't listen. Look what happened to her. She got pregnant. That's what happened. Anyway, I told her. I said, close your legs. I told you, but she got pregnant. Anyway, now we got a bastard son that I can't stand. But anyway, that's a story for another day. So, he's so stupid he don't even play Xbox. I'm scared. He still thinks the Virtual Boy is the best thing he's ever seen. But yeah, that's why he's out there going around. He can't see shit. And now you're half blind. He sees everything like vector graphics and shit. And shit, you know. But yeah, no, you guys got to get back on track. You got to stay true to your customer, stay true to your word, because that's all you got in life. Is you got your integrity and you got your word. And if you don't have one or the other, let me tell you, ain't no use in bothering. You might as well dig a hole and put yourself in the ground. And right now, I'd say you're about 6 feet in, at least 6 toes in on one side. That's for sure. Your ball sack is coming next, so clean your shit up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Do you ever order like pizza or food or whatever in those voices? I mean,
no, I haven't, but I'll tell you a story real quick. This is kind of funny how this character actually started involuntarily with my wife's old business. So my wife used to one of those cash store kind of deals, those money loaning places.
okay.
Yeah.
And my wife's Filipino, and she had a girl there who's Filipino. And it started out, the character started like she wanted me to call in and prank her one day. So I did this sort of hillbilly style accent, and I called myself Cletus Dunmore. And I called into the show, and my pretty much was just,
My name is Cletus Dunmore. I'd like to get myself a loan. You guys hands out money loans, right? Something like that?
and she's like, yes, sir, we do. Yeah, what's your name?
Cletus. That's in CLET. T is in titties. US Dunmore.
And she's, oh, all right. And she starts talking, right? And then I go,
I can tell by your accent, you're one of them damn Filipinos.
that was funny. And she really thought I was real. She was going through the whole thing. And my wife was sitting in the other office just busting a gut laughing, listening to this guy on the phone. And that was funny. And that's kind of how the character started. And then it kind of transpired over to the podcast. And people fell in love, especially Jesse Darby.
Oh,
Jesse
man.
Darby comes out and always asks for Cletus. So it was, yeah. So
That's cool.
that's kind of how it transpired. Just accidental, but it turned into a pretty good little shtick over on my podcast. So
That's cool. That's cool to hear the history. That's funny how something like that
House
can...
Sam.
Yeah.
Safe House kind of came out of an accidental thing. Actually, Safe House came kind of transpired over the safe houses. And what was that game, Back for Blood? You have to get to the safe house.
Yeah.
Right.
I started talking in his voice and something about getting to the safe house and his gravelly voice, and guys started laughing, and then I just went off on this tangent, and that's how that was kind of boring. It was like, well, in the safe house, it's Sam, right? And he was like telling everybody off what's going on, right? And all these zombies and stuff. And then that transpired, and hot damn, that's a hard one to do, but I enjoy Safe House because he's raunchy.
Yeah, it's cool
What's
to hear
the
that.
safe house you talk about? Well, here, I'll give you a quick sample, but I'll keep it clean for you.
Yeah, but what's going on, man? This is Safe House Sam here. Yes, I'm going to tell you this right now. I have already smoked 5 packs of cigarettes, and I just had a big wad of chewing tobacco. Let me tell you, I'm going to be farting things that are going to look like raisins in about 5 seconds. Let me tell you, Microsoft is done and screwed up. Let me tell you right now. Microsoft is making me so mad by the more money, I'm actually going to be able to talk in a voice that sounds like Michael Jackson. Let me tell you, I am going to be high-pitched and ready to witch. Let me tell you, that's what's going on, because I'm just so tired of this crap. Everybody's going bonkers. I'm going bonkers. Nukem is going bonkers. Duke Nukem, he is so mad right now. He stopped fuming at the ears. He's been farting all night, and he smells like Xbox just took a shit on a banana. Like, I don't know what's going on, but let me tell you, man, he's rotten to this core. And Microsoft, you got to get your stuff figured out, because honestly, you're just pissing it. At this point, you're just pissing everyone. You might be making a lot of people happy, but you know what? The only people you're making happy right now are cheapskates. That's the only ones you're making happy. And people that don't give a shit if they played your games in the packet of underwear. Okay? You can put an LCD screen and a pair of Fruit of the Loom underwear, and they'd be happy because they've been getting the game on. They've been playing one joystick or another, but that's what they're doing. But let me tell you, that's what you got to do. Like you're saying, you got to get your stuff straightened out. Fuck asses.
Oh my god.
There you go.
That's amazing.
If you called Phil Spencer, he'd immediately know it was you.
Oh man, it's cool to hear this backstories of these characters, though.
Your chat news mind is like a machine.
Well, Hockey Fan has been following me. I've been on YouTube since 2006. He's been following me since day one. So,
way to go, Hockey Fan. You're following good people.
Well, follow Noof now, Hockey. Come on.
Is he Canadian? He's a hockey fan.
He is not Canadian, but Richard is. Games at
Yeah.
night.
Nice.
Review games at night. Richard, where are you from? Why don't you tell Noof? I want to I want to say hello to Back from the Dead One. He was in here earlier. Shout out to RWK for a $1.99 super chat. He was happy that we were live tonight. Anytime.
Yeah, everyone's getting a bonus show this week because, yeah.
Yeah,
And it looks
Bonus
like
shows are good, yeah.
94% of our chat says that
Spencer.
Phil Spencer
Spencer.
Phil Spencer will tap dance around the answers, and 6% said no. So
Like,
and that's out of
tap dance
32
is
votes.
Out of there.
Yeah.
32 votes. We had that many people in here.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna get quoted, and then a year later you're gonna come back and find half of it was crap. You know what I mean? It's like, well, what you told us last year is not what you're saying this year. I get it, stuff changes, but man, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, gentlemen, I've taken up way too much of your time tonight. Thanks for
No,
letting me
not
come
at
in
all,
advance.
man.
I gotta get going. Speaking of hockey fan, I actually got a hockey game. I gotta go and pack up my gear
man.
and get ready to go. So yep, about ready to pop in the night. If you guys didn't know, I'm a goaltender. That's why I'm kind of a little bit crazy because people shoot hard rubber pucks at me and hit me in the head all the time, and sometimes they hit me in the little junk too. So yeah, but anyway, gotta get going. Gotta get ready for the game. So, but thanks for having me here.
This has
Thanks
been
for coming
great.
on.
Yeah, this has
Thank
been a
you.
great surprise. Yeah, and thanks
I
for
hope
bringing up some good points too.
I hope that if anybody watches this podcast after, listens carefully to some of the points that we've all made tonight, and certainly the ones that I made at the start of the show, is why we kind of feel the way we do. Because I think it makes more sense when you actually hear it from the hardcore. And it's not that we hate, every time I've always criticized Microsoft, people say, oh, you hate Microsoft. Why don't you just sell your X? I've never hated what does someone who hate Microsoft buy that many consoles and invest that much money in their ecosystem? I don't think so. If anything, I love them to pieces. But it is kind of like an abusive relationship, one that they keep smacking you and you can't let go of them because you love them so much.
How we say
You
that?
just can't let go, even though you're just like, man, you're really testing me, but I just can't because I keep hoping for something better.
Yes.
And I feel like they've been dangling the carrot, and I keep feeling over the last couple of months, we started to feel the tide was turning, where it was heading more in a positive direction. People were feeling good, especially after the last Developers Direct. We're kind of wow, this is going to be a dynamite year, and Xbox is going to kill it, and Game Pass is going to do great, and the system console sales, by the time these games drop, this fall, it's going to do amazing. But it feels like already now the wind is out of the sails, and we're already talking about stuff that unfortunately we wish we weren't having to be talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But there is some fire. There is some smoke to where this fire is coming from, or there's a fire where the smoke is coming from. And well, I guess we'll find out by next week. Hopefully they clear stuff up because boy, if they don't do it soon, this stuff is only going to spiral out of control.
Absolutely. Definitely.
So to your amazing chat, you guys are all awesome.
You too. You're awesome always.
And I will.
You're a legend.
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys on the next one. But thanks for having me. And if you ever need me sometime, just send me an invite.
All right, cool.
Sounds good, Noof. You have a good one.
Take care, Noof. Thanks for coming on.
Take care. Have a good
buddy.
night. And
Thank you.
don't let the hate degrade you. Like I said, at the end of the day, take an Advil and go rest.
That's it.
Nothing that a case of beer can't fix most of the time.
Oh, man.
True.
All right.
true.
Take care, guys. Appreciate
care,
you
buddy.
having me.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Noof. Take care.
Thank you.
Anthony, you need to drink a case of Turkey Hill ice cream.
I know. After that was awesome. I was not expecting him to pop in like that. And
He's
that was
awesome. Let me tell you guys in the chat
that just
room.
made this show like 10 times better. Just letting you guys
Let me tell you
know.
in the chat room. Subscribe to Noof Nukem, okay?
Yeah.
Go watch his Gaming Fuse podcast, the archives. I'm in a few episodes. Check him out. If you like the impressions he's done here tonight, he does those on all his podcasts at the very end.
Yeah.
But check his shows out. Stay subscribed to his channel. Just because he ended the Gaming Fuse doesn't mean he's going away. He said it himself.
No. He's been a part of so many podcasts and shows for years. He knows what he's talking about.
I've been watching him on and off for 10 years on this platform. So
yeah.
I never thought he would be on our show. I never thought I would talk to this guy.
No, the fact that he
to Dreadpool for that and RWK88, by the way.
Yeah, they definitely they got us in there to even go on the show to begin with, which was awesome. And then we kind of we're friends with him now, which is really cool. And like he had some awesome points to bring up, and it was great to bounce off of him tonight because we all, like he said, we all just feel passionate about this. We don't want to seem like it's coming from a place of hate, but just a realistic kind of mindset because we're fans and we're concerned. We're concerned fans. I mean, so it was really cool to have someone else added to this panel just to be like, we kind of need to vent some of our frustrations tonight because it was definitely it's definitely a roller coaster of news that we've been getting. That's for sure.
Are there any other news updates?
I will check, but I do have to get another drink real quick. So hold on one second.
Oh man, he's already starting early with the beer, huh?
Time to get the 6-pack, Vince.
Well, we can't say Vince anymore. What's that? Look what he drew. Look what it's VB drew or photoshopped
What? Where?
in the group chat.
Let me see. Oh. Oh wow. That's funny.
So one guy traded in, like you said earlier, he traded in his Xbox. Oh no, it was 55 minutes ago. Another guy.
How much did he get?
I don't know, but he wrote "Let's go," and then he hooked it up and he took a picture of it hooked up and wrote, "Damn, this shit's ugly as fuck."
Oh no.
For the PS5 Slim. Yeah, waiting a week is just no good.
No, it's like that's the death blow. It's going to be a whole week of people doing what we're doing.
It's a whole
right
week
now,
of people
speculating.
of just trade. GameStop's going to be fucking busy this weekend. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I hope no one wants to bring me their stuff because what am I going to do with it?
Yeah, right. Somebody put imagine for a moment playing Halo with parallel sticks, and they put the gif of Jim Carrey vomiting from or gagging from Dumb and Dumber.
Well, I blame Xbox for that, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Are they gonna make Xbox controllers work on PlayStation now and still sell the
That's
controllers?
what I'm saying. Like, are we going to get that?
I don't know.
We could get it. It could happen. I don't think Sony would like that, but hey, if they're officially a licensed third-party manufacturer, Microsoft, it might work out.
They
Phil
accept
is back on
PvP
Diablo 4.
controllers
He
and
waited
stuff.
till Noof Nukem left. That means he was in our chat room.
Well, you know what?
You know
We've
that,
never
right?
seen Phil and Noof in the same room together. So how do we not know that they're actually the same person? See?
I don't know. He was watching us. All the nasty things you guys said in the chat about Phil Spencer tonight, he saw every single one.
It hurt his feeling.
Microsoft is becoming the next Sega. It's too surreal.
I also love how I just want to
Yeah,
mention.
but Sega. Listen to what happened with Sega. The guy that was backing the hardware passed away during the Dreamcast. They lost their funding for the hardware right then and there, and they were like, "We're done." They went out because they literally lost their backer. Microsoft isn't losing their backer. Like this isn't like Noob said, they don't have to pay the rent. It's not like they have to pay the rent.
No.
They're good. But they're just making a decision to just cut this division. And it's like, or cut things from this division. And they really don't have to. So.
They're just being greedy at this point.
Yeah, it's all about the cash.
They're
put
doing
everything over
this.
here, make the money. Oh, you want your TV? Yeah, but like you said, the underwear. Put an LCD screen in the underwear. They'll make the money.
Yep.
They just care about subscription, and they did this with Windows. They did it with Office.
Yeah, Office.
You can't just buy Office and install it on like multiple computers anymore. You have to buy a subscription to Office, or you have to buy one of the special offices in order to do a yearly thing, a lifetime.
And they
thing.
have ones for multiple computers.
But for one computer, yeah, and then you could do the multiple one. It's ridiculous. But Microsoft has done it. If you watch Windows Weekly with Leo Laporte, okay? I forgot what the other guy's name is. I forgot what the other dude's name is. A big tall guy. I'm trying to remember that guy's name.
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Just type in Windows Weekly on YouTube. Leo Laporte and who else? that other guy? That big tall guy.
Paul Thurrott.
Paul Thurrott.
Is that him?
That's him. They talk about, and Paul Thurrott is actually the Xbox guy on that show, by the way. He's probably going to talk about that tomorrow or Wednesday. I think they do a show on Wednesday. Bro, this isn't what's happened with Xbox right now. They talk about stuff at Microsoft that happens all the time. Like they cut this division, they cut that division. They say things, then they rescind what they're saying, and they take it back. This is nothing new. That's why when I heard about all this shit, I was like, it's over. Like,
yeah, it's not too surprising given their recent track record.
Because this is just Microsoft as a corporation. They're always axing things. They're always going back on their word on things. They're always bringing things back. They're always changing their mind. Like it's just so big of a corporation.
It's almost like ever since they they removed all the fighting pads and they banned those controllers, like they just started a heel turn, like a whole like domino effect heel turn. It was like, all right, we're gonna start, just as we thought we were getting positive stuff from them,
I don't know what there's got to be some sort of a class action if they really pull this shit, because Hellblade was promoted as an Xbox exclusive since before the console launched. Hellblade 2?
Yeah, that was the big deal, right?
Now it's launching and you're saying, well, you know what, it's not going to be exclusive anymore. How many people bought this machine because of that?
Right, because the rumors of them,
So
they're
is
also
that
developing a
breaking
PS5.
some sort of a law, or is that some sort of false advertising law?
Right.
Again, class action lawsuit, you'll get probably 5 to 10 cents after 500 million people fill that thing out. But there's got to be something that some sort of a law that they broke. Not that matters, but still, it's just like,
because
these companies can tell you whatever the fuck they want and then change their mind five days later or 5 years later.
And that's the thing too. It's like, I don't know. It's the idea of the kind of, I don't know, the disrespect of what this might actually bring. At least it's kind of like just stepping on the toes of fans, but it's more of like just, I don't know what they expect as far as making people wait, but very similar to what Noof said, like this is just gonna keep it's gonna keep stirring the pot further and further the longer you wait.
You
for
had
this,
two people tonight go trade in their Xboxes for PlayStations.
Yeah.
Those two people, that's tonight. Tonight's Monday night.
Yeah.
GameStop just closed. They're still open in California. Hurry up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, that's tonight. What's tomorrow night? 4 people? 6. These are 2 people online that we know about. We don't even know people that aren't online that said, fuck it, I'm done. Trade it in. Bro, this is a big fucking problem.
It is.
And it seems like they just don't care.
Yeah, it's just and Phil Spencer finally got off Diablo 8 minutes ago, so just so you guys know.
No, he came back on, they said.
Well, he's off again. It's his last played 8 minutes ago, so I don't know.
He's got nothing better to do. Shouldn't he be preparing for the slaughter that's about to happen?
Excuse me. Maybe they already got rid of him.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that
why is he sitting there playing fucking games all day when everyone's screaming and yelling on the internet?
Maybe that's it. Maybe they canned him.
Maybe they already got rid of him. Him and Jim Ryan need to start a podcast. Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
They look like them. Oh
they do look like them.
Could you imagine that?
Well, because Phil Spencer's always looking like he's fucking like asleep.
Yeah.
So he looks like Butthead when he laughs.
He's just
Jim Ryan's got his eyes always fucking bugged out, like Beavis over there. So.
See, that's the thing. See, I see people on here like talking about money and stuff like that. It's like they're not, like they have money. They're fine. Some people on here are making like these memes and shit like that. I don't know.
They'll get over it, MILF man. When they realize they didn't change the fucking course of the world, they'll get over it. Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it's just funny how people on here, like, you just see shit of like,
Read me some funny tweets. Come on, since we got nothing really to talk about now, because we pretty much
we covered everything.
People in the chat, if you got something to talk about, if you got your own grievances that you want us to read here, type it in. We'll read it. This is a bonus show for everybody. Frank might have to dip out in a little bit because he's already asleep.
I'm trying to stay awake, but it's so.
Fred has strep throat or whatever, so he might not even be here Wednesday.
It's just so crazy how this is all happening, and we still didn't get any Activision games.
Dude, you were asleep. I was up until like 8 o'clock in the fucking morning, sending you guys screenshots, typing stuff. And I'm like, man, every time Frank goes to fucking sleep, shit happens.
Maybe that's good. Then there'll be news if I just go to sleep.
Yeah, but then you wake up and you're like, what the hell?
That's literally what happened. That I woke up to a dumpster fire. But you know that I'm going to get off here, and then, like, immediately, everything's going to come out.
Yeah.
No, Phil Spencer's going to play Dragon's Dog shit, too. Oh, I'm sorry. Dragon's Dogma 2.
Why don't we ever see him playing Redfall?
He played it for 28 minutes before release. He did. That's how people knew. Like, it was bullshit because he didn't play 4 hours of it. He played 28 minutes of it.
Well,
and then after it came out, people criticized him. And then he played like another 20 minutes of it. So he was up to 46 minutes.
Wow.
It's like, yeah, when you play a game like that, that means you can't even stomach it. But he had no problem saying, yeah, put the $70 price tag on it and ship it out. What he should have done was say, it's in Game Pass. You know what? This game, it didn't come out too well. It needs to be patched. We're going to release it at $29.99.
Release it in early access.
Yeah, you could have even done that.
Yep.
But he fucking released it. It didn't get patched and fixed up for 6 months after that. And by then I got the game for $17. And the game's been like $9 on Best Buy recently.
It's way too late for that.
Yeah, it's late. They've fixed the game way too late. Brandon, I've been seeing your stuff, Brandon. You've been writing some funny stuff in the chat. It's just, I couldn't read everything. Rod Relatio, what's up, man?
What's up?
It's been downhill since Major Nelson left. Oh, please. He was the guy that told you a Switch couldn't fix the Xbox One, remember? Larry Herb's a herb?
Major Nelson.
All these PlayStation fanboys are excited.
Well, yeah, because they're going to get everybody's games and Xbox is dead.
Yeah.
They think that they helped kill Xbox, which they didn't.
Yeah.
Xbox
That's the vibe I'm getting.
And killed Xbox.
You just got lucky.
Or I say Microsoft was stupid and killed Xbox. They literally dipped out after the first mission of Redfall. He did.
Is it 30 frames?
The photo of Anthony on the right. Yeah, that's an old photo.
Yeah.
You know, they said they're not even doing seasons for Halo Infinite anymore anyway, so that's dead. It's been dead, but...
Yeah, I remember Bonnie Ross, she was just sitting there collecting a paycheck.
Yeah. And then she had to go spend more time with family.
Oh, yeah, no, we're working on a single-player Lone Wolf. Remember that? Remember Tatanka, the Battle Royale mode? Where's all this shit? And then she leaves, and then you find out the fucking schlubs that are still there go, yeah, we never worked on that. So she was saying all this stuff was coming, they're working on blah, blah, blah. She lied. She stole all the money.
Oh, yeah, she don't care.
She was friends with somebody over there, and that was it. She's sitting in the fucking office all day long collecting a paycheck.
Yep.
And you know what? I bought that game. I have several copies of that game. I bought 2 of the Steelbook editions, okay? So I could say whatever the hell I want about that shit. I'm a paying customer, and I got robbed. But that's okay, right?
They don't care as long as they got your money already.
Can you imagine? They sell VCRs. And then everyone's waiting for videotapes, and they go, ha 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 ha, we're not releasing any videotapes. And then, like, What are you going to do? They say after your return period, so you can't return them. So everyone's screwed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what
Ridiculous.
it's like.
Absolutely ridiculous. Should I even continue to buy games on Xbox? Alchemist, listen to me. And this is what I'm going to do, okay? Wait till next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait till the announcement.
I don't
Don't
even
throw your
want to buy
console out.
digital games on PlayStation because they fucking hack everyone's accounts. They rack up your fucking credit card or they ban your account and then you lose all your shit. Microsoft, luckily, I can trust them with that stuff.
At better security.
Right. Now listen, if you're going to use these things, don't use a credit card. Use go on Amazon. You can buy the digital card on Amazon or Target, or you can go to the supermarket and buy the digital codes.
Yeah, they're all over. They're in Wawa's by me. They're in Dollar
punch
General.
the codes
They're
in and buy your game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Also, you can look and see some of the games are across buy. Like Ark Ascended, I bought on Xbox, but I can play it on PC through the Windows app. So you might want to look into that too if you're going to get a PC eventually.
Right.
And you're not sure if you want to buy something, see if it's cross buy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Got to shop a little smart, save some money too.
The whole stream is everything my friends have heard me complain about.
Yeah, Brandon's been hating Phil Spencer since before Phil Spencer did a heel turn. But I will say this, and I'm not sticking up for Phil Spencer, but I think a lot of these decisions aren't coming from him. They're coming from the tippy top.
Yeah, it's a corporation.
It's the corporate. Like, Phil Spencer, unfortunately, is at the helm of their decisions.
What he failed to do was,
he failed to be transparent. Yeah.
This got leaked out, and instead of putting an emergency statement out or whatever, it's like, I don't go to work till Monday.
Yeah, that kind of shit.
You know what I mean?
That
Like,
can't
what the
happen.
fuck is that?
Yeah. That's his fault, definitely. You can't deny that.
And then Monday he waits till 3 in the afternoon on the dot. Not 9 in the morning, not 10 in the morning, not noon, 3 p.m. You're not even out of fucking work yet.
No.
I was waiting all day to go live. Originally I was going to do a stream at 9 when this news was supposed to break. Like they were supposed to turn around and say something. And I was going to go live by myself, and then we were going to come on at 8. Because I had talked to Anthony earlier. I was like,
right.
Can you do in the morning? He goes, no, I can't. 8 o'clock is good. I said, all right, I'll see you at 8.
Someone posted a meme that's like, help, I'm drowning. And it says, wait till next week.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. That's the problem.
Their brand is going to be like irreparably
damaged. Bro, we waited so long. How many fucking games came out on PS5 in the last 3.5 years?
Oh, God of War, Horizon 2, Spider-Man. Even though they're not all good.
No, I want you to get the legit list. Last of Us 2 just came out last Friday.
Yeah, if you want to count that again.
Which, by the way, Amazon had it shipped for $38. And I missed it.
Damn.
I could have had that for the shop. Not even for me, because I could pay the $10 upgrade, but I haven't paid the $10 upgrade because I'm not playing that game right now. I beat the game 100 years ago when it came out. The second one. Carl Weathers, rest in peace, Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man. Apollo Creed.
Carl Weathers was a great actor, definitely.
Fantastic. And I didn't know this. He was a Raider.
Really?
He was in the NFL, yeah. I had no clue.
The legacy will live on, that's for sure.
Hell yeah, man. He was on the Shield, too.
Playroom, Demon Souls remake, Ratchet and Clank, Returnal, Horizon 2.
Just count all that stuff. 2. Write it down.
Well, let me see.
Somebody post something in here. Oh, I gotta click on General. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now. Because it's gonna change the screen on here. Apollo and Dylan. Dylan from Predator, right? That's what his name was in Predator?
Yeah.
It's going to take me a while to save up for a PC or PlayStation. Oh well, I will ride my Series S. Alchemist, here's the thing. I'm not getting rid of my Xbox because number one, they're not going to be worth shit now. Number two, it's probably the last Xbox. Keep what you have, okay? Play your games on what you play them on. But wait till next. If you want to buy digital games or anything, wait till next week. You have a
And
Series
see what the
S.
verdict is, or at least if they say.
See what this
something.
guy says. If he says something that you like, stick with it till the end of the gen. If he says something you don't like, that's when you got to make the decision. But we got to see what he says. We got to, it sucks, but we got to give them the benefit of the doubt until next week, even though we know it's coming. But look, I'm upset that what am I buying this shit for? If we were promised all this stuff, but like I said, I don't care where games are played. I bought a fucking iPad to play RE4 Remake because I like RE4 Remake. I want to check it out on an iPad. It's the stupidest thing ever, but that's the way that I am. I've been like that since I was a little kid.
Right.
I'll buy different consoles. Back in the day, it was same name, different game. So if you bought a game on Super Nintendo, they might have the same game on Genesis, but they would be totally different games because 2 different development teams. They don't have that anymore. Everything's ported now, but it's still fun to see, okay, I played this game on Xbox. How does it run on PlayStation? Back in the day, it was, I can use a controller. Now controllers are universal. Go ahead, what?
So far, they have 16 in 3 years.
Xbox had 4 games last year. They had Forza, 2 or 3 times already on the Series X.
Yeah. So that's 7.
3 times?
Yeah.
They had Halo.
Right. That's 8.
So you had 8 games. What was before that?
Well, it didn't launch with anything really exclusive, did it?
Starfield? You can't. No, that's part of the 4 from last year.
All right.
There's got to be at least 1 or 2 games we're missing right now.
I didn't even count on the PlayStation list like Final Fantasy 16 because that's like not.
That
really
doesn't
exclusive.
count. I'm talking like first party.
Yeah.
I want to know how
These
many
are all-
games Sony churned out.
These are all like first party games. 16.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Xbox? Anybody can help me here?
Let's see.
I like the Series X, but it doesn't get most use like the PS5. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Time for bed. Yeah, you know what? We're not going to make fun of his family because that's like crossing the line. I know you're joking, but still, I'm not going to read that shit because I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, YouTube will put us in the shadow realm.
Well, listen, this is nothing personal against the man himself. We're talking about Phil Spencer, the guy that runs Xbox, not the actual family man.
Yeah.
Because I don't take it to that extreme, like a lot of these idiots on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, people are mad at The Rock now, and they're sending his daughter, like, death threats.
Oh, my God.
It's like
yeah,
his
it's not
daughter has
that
nothing
deep.
to do with his character on TV, you fucking idiots.
Even this, it's like, it's just games. Like, we could be upset all day, but, like, these are just video games at the end of the day. You know?
The fans are dumb. If I were them, I would put Cody back in the main event against Roman and have him lose again. And it's like, hey, I gave you what you wanted, right? You wanted him in the main event? Old consoles have taken a backseat since they switched to PC. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people did that last generation. And a lot of people are doing that now. Hey, you don't have to delete your stuff, man. You're good.
No, you're good, Brandon. Yeah, you're good.
I know you're joking. I'm the guy that doesn't want to read stuff. It's my problem. I'm just letting you know why I'm not reading it.
Yeah, you're allowed to,
It's me.
You're good.
You're good. If I tell you you're good, you're good. Don't be running away like, I'm just joking. I will hack my Xbox now. I was just joking. I'm not going to hack anything. When they break his door down.
I didn't steal anything. I like how Milf Fans says Perry's a heel.
Okay, why am I a heel? Because I don't care if The Rock wins the title or not. It's wrestling. Bob Backlund beat Bret Hart for the title, and nobody gave a flying fuck. You didn't see fans fucking riot in the arenas and curse each other out and send death threats. Everyone was shocked. They were like, wow, Bob Backlund at like 85 years old beat Bret Hart for the WWF title. And then Diesel beat him, and nobody cared about Diesel. They were like, put it back on Backlund. I love that rant. I'm telling you.
Man,
Okay,
imagine.
so
Oh, go ahead.
Microsoft had like 14, and this is counting Pentiment and stuff. So
Not
can't
really.
count
Yeah.
that.
Was that
So more
first
like-
party?
Yeah,
Really?
there's really barely anything. If this list is horrendous, Gears Tactics, Flight Simulator, Psychonauts 2, Forza 5, Halo Infinite, As Dusk Falls. I don't even know what that is, but apparently
I don't remember that by name.
Grounded, Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, Minecraft Legends, Redfall.
Grounded, I guess, did come out on Series X. I thought that was Xbox One.
Series X. Redfall, Age of Empires.
I like how people say, just play Grounded. It's like, I'm not playing that game. It's 4 years old and it sucks.
No, I don't want to play that game.
Oh, it just got out of early access. I
nothing
played it
here.
like fucking before it was out of early access. The game still sucks.
That literally, though, if you look at this list, that's all like crap compared to at least even Sackboy and Spider-Man and God of War are like way better than those.
So you got
Yeah.
what? 18 versus 14?
16 versus 14.
Okay.
But again, Redfall is on the Xbox list. Pentiment is on the Xbox list. So
Right.
if you cut all the crap, what do you got? 10 maybe? Maybe?
Right. Not all the PlayStation games are good, but they're decent.
I
I think they're better than the Xbox lineup. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like Microsoft's taking L's, all this stuff, says Jamie on, and now Final Fantasy 14 hits Xbox, and you need to pay for Game Pass.
Oh, wow. And the subscription?
Yeah.
Wow. Forget that.
Wow.
Well, no, I think you need to just pay for Game Pass for Final Fantasy 14. PlayStation doesn't make you pay for it.
Oh.
Or maybe he's right. Maybe you do have to pay for the subs on Xbox.
I think
but
he
not on
mentioned that.
PlayStation.
I think he mentioned the 2 subscriptions earlier in the chat, but
Well,
I'm trying to go back and find it.
All I know is that's fucked up, and that's more people that are going to jump.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, I was gonna say, unfortunately, Camome, we covered a lot of the main meat and potatoes already, but
Camome, you
was
got to rewind the
after.
stream when you're done. When we're done here. I was hoping Xbox thing was a joke from another channel. It's not a joke, my man. We're gonna find out next week.
Yeah, next week we're gonna get the official word, so we might have to play the music right from the start of next week's show, depending on what we do.
We might have to have a 24-hour Xbox is Dead stream.
Yeah,
Where we
we'll
play
just-
the music for 24 hours straight.
And we'll rant in
No
between
one's
each.
gonna watch that.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll rant in between each like song, like the song ending. We'll just rant, and then we'll just go
play
back to the
scary
song.
stories.
Yeah, yeah. That guy's laugh
Laugh, it's a scream.
or the scream.
Where is
We could do it
my
right now.
Xbox?
Oh right, yeah. I was gonna say Perry has it all ready.
I actually have the song queued up. Everything remains the same.
Oh no.
Let me get the actual sounds. Hey, where is this thing?
Maybe this is Phil or Sarah leaking it.
No, it's not them. Apparently, an employee that works there leaked it because he didn't want them to do it. Like this was his way of trying to get them to like rethink it. But unfortunately, he's probably gonna get his ass sued to the ground or whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure you can't just leak stuff like that.
No, you cannot. I don't even know where. What folder is this thing in? I thought it was in my pictures folder under
Yeah, Cam. Gaming industry has gotten really bad in this case. One word, yes. Yeah, basically, it's just yeah, we're not really too happy
Dude.
about it.
Oh, man.
Fuck, that's hilarious. Oh my god.
I should play the real one. Ah, fuck, I'm playing it.
You should play this for 24 hours.
Well, we do have footage, audio only, of course, of the PlayStation fanboys celebrating.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately.
I think I can guess.
Oh, that's accurate.
Mr. Butt Squeezing Cheeks up there. 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 Mr. Butt Squeezing Cheeks up there.
But not for me. Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me. Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me. But not.
Not for me.
I added that gunshot because it's so much better.
Imagine he just gets blown away.
Oh,
right.
man. What?
Well, I'm gonna head out. Have a good night.
Yeah, you go. You fell asleep.
Yeah.
Me and him are
I'll
going to
see-
hold it down for a few more minutes.
All right.
All right,
I'll
cool.
see you guys later.
All right, Frank.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
for coming on.
Thanks
Yep.
for coming.
See ya.
All right,
Peace
bye.
out.
He said nothing tonight, this guy. He fell asleep or half the show. Like Fred. Fred fell asleep. Fred fucks
That's-
and Frank fucks.
No, it's fine. It's fine that you know
So
we
when
got
these guys are both on the show later this year, are they both going to fall asleep?
It was really cool having New Phone though. That was cool.
That was awesome. I didn't think he was going to come on. It's always open. He can always come in whenever he wants.
Yeah. Yeah, we got New Fan, we got his impressions. That was cool. Especially because, like, you know, it's post him ending the show. I'm surprised he, you know, wanted to jump on. So, but, you know, it's something he's passionate about, something we're passionate about.
Oh, yeah.
So
He's a gamer, too, you know.
Yeah. And this stuff broke right after he kind of, you know, kind of winded down a bit and to do his own personal stuff, which is cool. And now it's like, you know, it's cool that he was able to, you know, he has another platform he could jump on and just kind of, and the good thing is our chat's pretty responsive to, like, you know, what we say. They know that, like, it's coming from a good spot. So same thing when he jumps on, you know, it's like.
Atari is making a comeback, Jamie, on the 5200 plus just went on sale.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Well,
didn't they put that out?
3,000, I don't even know what the hell went on sale. 300 plus?
Yeah.
Literally. A new one just went up. 400 plus. I forgot what it was. Well, when we go, we're gonna leave in a little bit, but when we go, check out Rumble. Mike Mullis is streaming 32X games tonight.
Oh, that's cool.
And check him out on the original Next Level Gaming podcast tomorrow night on Rumble, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. It'll be over there. I meant a brand new system. Hey man, they're funding Polymega. I guess hey, that's a retro system. I guess I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean,
Go ahead.
I don't know. No, I'm saying, yeah, it's been they've just been kind of supporting those like older consoles coming back, like
Good.
that kind of thing.
We need them. And by the way, JB Zombie 89 in the chat room bought a Polymega because of my videos.
Shout out to JB.
So
We were able to hang out with
play
him the other
Maji.
week.
Give me that money. I sold you a console.
Yeah, I think more people, especially when they realize they can get their hands on it sooner than later, that's a no-brainer, you know?
I can't wait to get my hands on it.
I can't wait.
It's highway robbery.
It's highway robbery.
We were reading. Okay, so for people that don't get that, we were reading. Batman came out on Blu-ray like 10 years ago. And on the podcast, we saw it on Amazon. And Anthony was reading the reviews. And I don't think you ever heard the expression at the time. He was like, why did this guy write, it's highway robbery? And it's like, that's an old expression.
Yeah.
And he didn't know that. He thought it was the funniest thing ever. And I was like, how old is that guy? Like 80? Like,
Oh, shucks. It's highway robbery.
it's highway robbery.
And I remember the Last of Us reviews. We were reading that, and the guy was like, he was like, oh, he's like, this game's sadistic because they put the toilet paper roll on the wrong side of the of the wall or something like that. That was funny.
We're reading funny reviews.
Oh man.
RE9's new title is called Resident Evil Rise of Anthony. Oh man, Anthony's gonna get paid then.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, shit, it could be better than Village. I don't
What's
know.
that movie you filmed, Keeper's Diarrhea?
Yeah. Diarrhea Keeper.
What is this? This is Phil Spencer as a flashlight.
Yeah, I just thought that was I saw that in the Twitter feed of hate, so I just thought that was funny. It's like a mod. Like someone modded him in there.
Oh, I gotta send this to you. Look at this one. That was on Twitter. Some guy
What the hell?
That looks like something Mario would have drawn.
That's funny.
Although he could draw way better than that.
Sega Saturn.
Oh
shit.
Let me see if there's any funny stuff going on real quick. If you guys have any questions, ask them in the chat.
Question time now, chat room. What is the premier adult factory outlet? Takes you where you want to go.
Wow, Loaded Weapon 1 with Emilio Estevez and Samuel L. Jackson was in theaters 31 years ago, February 5th, 1993. Oh, wow.
Damn.
That's a funny movie, though. Prey is $3.99 on Xbox Live. Yeah, well, what's the point? We got to see what he says in a week. That motherfucker just lost a week full of sales. When they show the next quarterly financials, remember this date. Because that's what it's going to go like from here. And it probably won't climb back up. My comeback will be the greatest of all time, says CM Punk. He's had like 45,000 comebacks, this guy. Let's see on see if we have any other news about this. If you follow specific people, you can find out what's going on.
See, I'm also checking. see. Any other dumb shit I can find on Twitter?
Wow, man. This shit's going down.
Internet is pissed. I can't believe they're just leaving it like this on fire for the next, like,
That's what I'm saying.
it's so crazy. It's like just walking away from a
They
fucking
literally,
burning
like
down
you
house.
said, they're
Like,
leaving it on fire.
yeah. It's like your house is burning down and you're just like,
Lethal Weapon 1? No, it was Loaded Weapon, the parody of Lethal Weapon. Yeah, they are just letting this thing burn. The house is burning. There's no fire department. The fire, yeah, we'll come next week and put your fire out.
yeah.
There won't be anything left. Potential end of Xbox sounds like something that could be in a movie. I guess. Would you guys go see a movie about a console going out of business? Any chance the Series X goes to $200 this year? Here's the thing: if Brooklyn is still coming out, no.
Yeah, no.
Something related to Xbox pops in and out every few minutes on Twitter's feeds. So, Jamie, do you want to follow? I think you know who you should follow by now. You should follow Tim Dog, because he's the guy that pretty much knows everything that's going on.
Good old T-Dog.
He's like Noob said. He mentioned RDX. Tim Dog used to be part of RDX. He knows a lot of people that work there, and apparently they, from what he's been tweeting, yeah, he's checked out. Yeah, because he was close to the executives there.
Yeah.
It's like they stabbed him in the back, pretty much. But look, this is why we come on here. We criticize all the companies. We don't kiss anybody's ass. We try to be nice. We try to be respectful because, again, we don't know these people in real life. We just know based on their position at the job. But I mean, we're consumers, and if we hear that these guys are running the place and this shit's happening, I buy their products. I'm gonna bitch about it, complain about it. So
Yeah,
it is
and
what
all
it
our
is.
shit's coming from an, like I said, honest space, and that's why we try to, come through as passionate on here because we invest, we love gaming. That's why we're still here doing the show 11 years counting, and we're still gamers to this day. We still
If
play
they
shit.
announce next week that there's no more Xboxes being manufactured, it's over. I'm still gonna keep my shit. I'll move on to a different machine. The new Switch is coming out. PlayStation 5 Pro is coming out.
We got better things to look forward to if that's where we have to go.
If I have to play back on PlayStation and Nintendo, great. As long as Nintendo, they have that hardware.
Yeah, they got to bring that sauce, man.
Yeah, then I'm good. But if they keep pulling this shit where they keep making VTech toys, like I'm not really down with that. I would be a PlayStation guy at that point. Less money to split up. Microsoft is fucking up. It looks like going to proceed as if they're gonna screw us and prepare. Yeah, man. I mean, that's it. That's where you, as the customer, vote with your dollar.
Yep. Vote with
The
your
man
wallet.
I followed since back in the day. Nice. Yeah, he was on RDX. That's how I discovered him. And you know what? He talked about, I think on Web Dave show, how he used to work in Westchester or all around Westchester or whatever.
That's cool.
For Grand Union. And I commented on that thing. I was like, I wonder if he knew my grandmother. Because she worked at Grand Union all over Westchester as well. So
Wow.
But all these Xbox guys are from Westchester, which is funny. Like most of them.
Right.
That's where I'm from. You wouldn't think that. You watch these guys for years, and then you find they mention, "Oh, I'm from here. I'm from there." I'm like,
Yeah,
holy shit,
they drop a town. You're like, what the hell?
And I'm like, holy
That's cool.
fuck, I grew up over there.
Yeah. Yeah, Cam. I mean, that's what we try to do. We've been doing that since day one, you know, and we always try to let you guys know, to be prepared, or we give you guys warnings or heads up, because we want to let you guys know, or try to, give you guys some kind of sense of like, I don't know, I guess awareness, of what's going on in the industry, because yeah, some shows and some podcasts aren't as genuine, or they kind of lean more towards one like fanboy-ism kind of vibe, but it's like, we don't do that. We play the games, we buy everything, we play everything, So with all this, like Perry said, I mean, if this thing doesn't really turn around in our favor, well, we got the PlayStation, we got Nintendo, we got our PCs. I mean, that's where we're going to be going. If they don't want us to,
It
to
still
continue
sucks,
to,
though. I like Xbox.
it still sucks. I think I'm still leaving with this show with the same feeling that I started it with.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to unpack it, but yeah, I'm still not going to be able to be like, just accept what's going on just yet. I feel like it's going to take me a few days, but I guess we'll see one, next week, whatever day that is. I don't know if they're going to wait. Are they going to drop it on Monday? They're going to make us wait all fucking week? Or are they going to wait until after we record on Wednesday? Just for us, they should give it to us on a Monday.
Bro,
Come on, Spencer.
it would fucking suck if they did it next Friday.
I know.
Made you wait the whole other
that'd
week.
be
We gotta
horrible.
wait this week, and now we gotta wait till the end of next week.
No, man. You know what? If they're making us wait a week, they gotta break it in a week. Like,
I
they
wanna
gotta
know
come
what
out
Paul
Monday.
Thurrott thinks on Wednesday. Windows Weekly, everybody, check that shit out. Usually,
Yeah,
they talk
exactly,
about
Cameron.
Xbox at the end. Some channels are in bed with the publishers, not literally.
Yeah.
No, they are. Some of them
Oh,
are literally in bed.
Some
with them.
are. Jeff Keighley's in bed with some of them, but we're not going to talk about that.
No, he's definitely in bed with Kojima, man. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. That's been the ongoing joke for years. And it's funny because every single year we say that, something else happens, with the Game Awards and something, so it's funny.
Bro, what if we find out that Del Toro and Kojima are doing shit to Keighley like Vince McMahon did?
Oh, no. Hey, I have these things that are named after some of these games that I made, allegedly.
I think Vince is done. Like, I think there's no coming back from that ever.
No.
You'll never see him again on TV. Don't try to carry Xbox. Here's the thing, Jamie, they don't care about the community being a creator because they just don't care about the community. They just care about the cash that they're going to make from being on Game Pass. They're going to care about the cash that they make from Game Pass being on every device out there. Vince got everyone after him. That's right. Are you going to have Jeff Keighley on the show? No, he is never allowed on my show. But now, he's fucking having a sex party tonight.
Oh, he's ready.
Because Xbox is like dead.
Ah, man.
All these PlayStation guys are all celebrating. Even journalists that say they're biased. They're writing today. They did the thing where it's like how to play games on PlayStation. How to play Xbox games on PlayStation. The guy hands him an Xbox disc.
Yeah.
Stupid. I'm like, bro, you the guy that did that claimed he was biased, but claimed he wasn't biased. And he clearly was.
Yeah.
Gimp.
The feds.
Some reporter, publisher, 2015. Well, Anthony, the biggest problem you're going to face in a couple of years, what are you going to do when Resident Evil 10 is all digital? And the fans in the chat room go, I want a physical copy. I want a collector's edition. I want Leon's underwear.
Well, I think what I'll do is just continue to play, because I think at the end of the day...
You're not going to bitch and complain and scream about it?
No. And you know what?
Bro, I love that gold edition. That was beautiful. People kept begging us for that gold edition. We were like, it's not going to happen, blah, blah, blah. They announced it. People go, hooray! And then it goes digital only. And they're like, no, we don't want it now.
Yeah. And not only that, it's the same thing as what we already got. It's
You
nothing
already
new.
have it. They're just gonna bundle
Yeah.
it together and sell it to you.
That's the funny thing is the first remake we get, or I'm sorry, the first gold edition we get on a
They
remake,
thought they were getting
and it's nothing
their
extra.
disc with everything on it.
Oh no, Perry, they thought they were getting Operation Javier DLC. They thought they were getting Ashley DLC because all these fucking idiots online put out this false hope. So when Gold
Operation
Edition,
Javier, where Leon gets the military press
it's like
from Krauser.
because people believe all this shit online, you had people reacting to that Gold Edition announcement in such negative like energy and like in that way because there were
well,
all
they got
these
their
leaks,
gold
false
edition
hope.
that they begged for, but it's digital. Now they don't want it.
It's the shit that we always talk
Be
about.
careful what you wish for because you might get it.
Well, it's that too with the digital thing, but it's also fans wanting more content. They're done with RE4. It's done.
It's over.
Separate Ways ended it perfectly, I might add. It literally set up the breadcrumbs
Whoever
for
told
RE5.
you guys that there was going to be extra content added to this whole gold edition thing, that's the guy where you hit the unsubscribe button
Absolutely.
because he's full of shit.
Yeah. And it gave people
Or
false hope.
girl.
So, and Perry's right.
Whoever.
Fans were upset about the digital thing, but then they're also bitching, oh, well, why isn't there more content like we thought? And it's like, Capcom never promised you dick. They came out with Separate Ways. That was it. We see Krauser's body at the end. Wesker walks out. We're like, okay, RE5.
Code Veronica's next, Anthony. They just showed, they gave Wesker
Yes.
2 different endings so they could bring back the old game.
And yes, Stevie Mac is right. Europe does have a physical edition, but at the same time, it's the same fucking game. You know what I mean? So it's like
Are you going to go to Europe and get it, Stevie?
you probably just import it.
And by the way, is it a
Play
physical,
Asia has it.
Is it a physical edition, but the code is in the box with the disc?
It's a good question. Let me see
Because
here.
Capcom has done that here with Street Fighter.
So Play Asia has the pre-order for PS4 and PS5, no Xbox.
There won't be an Xbox
At this
version.
point, there won't be an Xbox, so who cares? The Japanese edition. Let's see here. Base game, Separate Ways DLC pack. It doesn't say anything about what's inside the case. I'm not sure. That cover is pretty sweet, though.
I
will
see
say
it.
that.
I didn't even know they were making one over there.
Yeah, I'll
but
send
it's
it to
funny
you.
though.
I'll probably get it though, only because I'm an idiot. But I think that this will be a very low print. I don't think there's going to be many of these made. So that's the only reason why they might get me on that one.
See if I can find Lady D when I get the physical edition over there.
There you go, Perry. I put it in the chat.
Let me see this.
But it is up on Play Asia for $41.99, which means you're probably spending like $50, $55 after shipping.
You gotta make sure that you know what? I guess I'll find out because it'll be on the sites. And I'll see if the DLC is separate from the actual game.
Yeah. Because if I get it, I can always unbox it and then see, but you might find out before me. So, because it says it ships on February 9th, so, you know.
Yeah, what if you import it and it's not on the disc? It's just a code.
Well,
not
I would
you
just-
in general, but I'm just saying like anybody.
Yeah, I know what
Because
you
then
mean.
people are they're still gonna get banned. Any other questions about this whole Xbox thing? We're gonna talk about this a little bit on the show.
Yeah.
Fred, he was in here earlier, but I don't know what he usually doesn't know about this shit that happens during the week. So you get Fred's perspective. If Fred is on, he has strep throat, so I don't know if Frank will come on again for a little bit. He can't stay on all night.
Yeah.
As you saw, he had to leave early because he has to go to bed and wake up in the morning and raise 2 little kids.
Yeah, he's busy.
Now, all of it got covered. Nice. They got a lot of sale going on, well, Xbox including Final Fantasy games. Bad time to be silent running. Yeah, I wouldn't give Xbox any money this week until we find out what's going on. I have those pink controllers coming. I don't even know if I still want them. I don't know what I'm going to do. I was going to do an unboxing, but unboxing helps pay the bills, man. By the way, I do have You know what came that I ordered in October?
Yeah.
And I forgot to ask Frank if he got his. The wireless original Xbox controllers from Retrobit came today.
Oh, nice.
The Hunter controllers. And these are sealed with tape. I got black and I got green. They're wireless original Xbox controller, brand new from Retrobit. I will be unboxing them probably in a little bit when we're done with this stream. Who's going to bed? RWK. Thanks again, man. Thanks for the $1.99 super chat. Appreciate that. You want? And I got one over here. This is the green one. These are the packaging that it comes with, I guess, from Stone Age Gamer.
That's cool.
Yeah, there's no packaging, just a box. Retrobit is a big company, so I don't know what the deal is here. And they put stickers, green and then black. Oh, welcome. Thanks, man. It was nice playing Titanfall with him. I played Titanfall with RWK, my wife, Noof Nukem, and a few other people. It was pretty cool.
Cool.
Titanfall 2 is still a great game, man. They put a 4K patch on that thing. It looks fucking incredible on that LG.
That's cool. Yeah, Titanfall was very fun.
Instead of playing Call of Duty, we gotta play Titanfall. Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
At some point. Unbox something good. When was this? We played, I think, Sunday night. I didn't stream it.
Yeah, sometimes it's cool not to stream and just play, you know.
Well, it's Noob's community night, so I'm not going to be like, yeah, I'm streaming it. Like,
yeah.
That's his
it's just
thing.
hang out, yeah.
I don't think they're meant to be streamed. I think they're just meant to get people.
Yeah, they're just to hang out. Yeah.
We played till like 1 a.m. It's crazy.
That's cool.
They have Titan versus Titan in that game, so we were all Titans just beating the shit out of each other. And then they have pilot mode, so it's like Call of Duty. There's no Titans at all. I don't know, man. That game is still fucking badass. I haven't played it for a long time. Played it the other night. It was great. So I think this coming Sunday Super Bowl. So next Sunday, 2 weeks, I think he wants to do Master Chief Collection. So I got to install that and make sure it's on there. That's going to be fun. Titanfall 2 is good, says Richard. Fuck the Super Bowl. Yeah, I don't watch. I don't watch any sports, so I'm not going to be watching it Sunday.
I'll probably be watching it because, you know.
Do you watch football?
I dabble a little bit. I don't watch it, follow it like, you know,
So
some of these other guys out there.
Bowl? You having a party or something?
No, well, I'll be away with Callie and her family, and her dad is all into football, so like we'll already be at the place we're staying at. So I guarantee there's going to be the game is just going to be on. I don't think I even watched it last year, so like there's just some years where I just don't watch it, and then
you can use the other screen.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not, you know, and of course, you know, Taylor Swift's there, so Callie's going to want to see her, and so there you go, because she's going to be there. Not performing, but she's just going to be in attendance. So
I don't know why that's even a fucking big deal. Who cares?
It's not a big deal, but I think NFL makes it a big deal because they can capitalize on it. It's not up to Taylor Swift if they
don't
show
have
her.
To pay for it.
Yeah, they like, you know what I mean? She's just there. It's NFL. Right. They decide to show her, you know? That's why I don't understand why people are getting so upset.
Yeah, I don't know. She's just dating some football player, right?
Yeah, she's dating the guy on the Chiefs.
Do. I don't care who dates who. Who gives a shit? Apparently, it's a big thing in
NFL's just using it to drive up sales, you know? Which, I mean, it sells, so do what you got to do.
I heard somebody was leaving F1 for Ferrari, and I don't watch that shit, but I heard about that. It seems like that's a big deal. I enjoy some Flight Simulator. I still need to let my dad play it. You better let him play it before Flight Simulator 2024 comes out. Because that's not an upgrade. It's a whole new Flight Simulator game. Which is ridiculous. You just need one disc. You just need to upgrade it, and they're making you buy the game again. 100 million a year. Holy shit! Just to drive a car. I'm gonna get shit for that. Mick Foley. Okay, in Foley's book, he talked about how he did some event at like a NASCAR race or whatever, and he was being interviewed by the press, and he goes, "I really don't understand why this is such a big deal." Just people driving cars. One of the drivers heard him and started screaming at him like, "We put our lives on the line. How dare you say this?" Blah blah blah.
Just turned against them immediately.
Yeah, I was laughing my ass off with that. The guy who wrestles, who is considered fake, is saying that you don't understand why NASCAR is a big deal. That was funny. Fully getting dropped on his head for 200. He's gonna lose weight to do a final death match. I'm like, man, he's like 60 years old. He can't be doing that shit. Car simulator when you could drive anywhere in the world. Isn't that called Cruising USA? Or Cruising World? Anybody in the chat, do you guys have concerns about Xbox? Like, legit. Does this stuff worry you? What's going on? Before we get out of here. So the results are in. 91% said he will tap dance around the answer. 8% said no. And there was 35 votes. Shout out to 35 people.
Definitely concerning news.
What do you think? You think he's going to tap dance? You told us, but
yeah, I think he'll do the corporate mumbo jumbo. You know, which is unfortunate because, like Noof was saying, I don't know if we'll get all the answers. It might leave us more, kind of wanting more.
That's the problem, man. The fact that they're going to let you wait a week, and the fact that this guy is home playing fucking Diablo. I told you guys, I jinxed Xbox because I said the last few months, I said they don't care. Xbox doesn't care. And I was right. I called it. And I called it a year ago. And it sucks. Because we thought, there was open line with the fans. The communication was there. I wouldn't say it was that good, but it was there. Where Sony has really no communication with their fans. But, Microsoft, they always take one step forward and two steps back every time. And we've said that before on the show.
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
a sad thing, man, because I love Xbox and I got to deal with this now. And again, I'm not going to sell my machine. I don't think any of you guys in the chat should sell your machine.
No, just wait, like Perry said.
Wait and see what they say. If you agree with them, do what you got to do. If you don't, do what you got to do. But it might be time to sit back and think, okay, where's my digital library going to go?
Yes.
Am I going to continue
now that
Xbox?
we are in this digital realm? Where are we going next?
Or am I going to continue on Steam, PlayStation, Nintendo? Again, we have the Switch 2. It's going to be announced February, March.
Right around the corner.
Not February, March. March or April.
Yeah, like springtime.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
going to
right
be
around
announced
the corner
for a November release, so you can start saving your money for that. Hopefully, apparently there's going to be 10 million Switch 2s at launch.
Which is wild. So they're ready.
They're ready. And I think they're ready because this thing was manufactured a couple of years ago. Because remember, they were supposed to release it a few years ago?
Yep.
A couple of years ago. Xbox has never been good on messaging. Reality is, I'm getting what I want out of playing the ecosystem. Yeah, that's good, Back, as long as you're happy with it. But the reality is, how long is it going to last? If this is all true, it sucks. It really sucks. Switch 2 is already outdated. Yeah, I know, but it'll be better than the Switch 1. That's for sure. And you also got PlayStation 5 Pro coming out later this year. Reality is, this is likely the last gen for Xbox. Yeah. But again, even if they come out next week and say, "Yeah, we're still going to do hardware," how could we believe them?
Can't, you
We have to
can't even
take his
trust
word
them.
again, and it's
Cannot
like
fucking trust them at all.
every time we take this guy's word, something blows up in their face. It's not even a full year since Redfall went down, where he went on that show, kind of, was it XCast, kind of funny or some shit? And we joked that he had the gun to his head. Don't believe me till you have it in your hands. He looked like freaking Paul Heyman screaming and yelling on that thing.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
And again, we give him credit for taking the heat, which is what a leader does. He takes the heat, and we gave him credit for that. But I mean, this is just it's like an alcoholic or something, right? When are you going to stop drinking? I'm going to stop. Don't worry. And they don't stop. They just keep drinking and drinking and drinking. Or some sort of somebody with an addiction problem. Yeah, I'll stop. I have one more. And they don't stop.
Right.
That's what it seems like. Shit like that. It's like, how many times are you really going to believe this guy? Because they screw up so many times. It's not even a full year from Redfall.
Nope.
But we will have to wait and see what they say. I've been an Xbox fan since the original console. If all these rumors turn out to be true, very disappointing. I'll wait to see what they actually announce next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
we're
just
all
wait. We're all waiting.
And you know what? Noof said, hey, they might reverse the course. They might. I hope they can. I hope that this isn't set in stone by Microsoft themselves. Because apparently what's being reported is they knew about this 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And if you look at the timeline, look at during Christmas, it was 350. Right?
Yep. And the leaks came out just before that too, in the fall, with like their plans, right? And then like
the leaks
that was
with the digital Brooklyn.
that was in September, yeah.
Right. But when
And
you saw the price drop, we're thinking, okay, that's to make room for Brooklyn.
Yes, it all lined up that way. We were like, okay, that makes sense.
And
Drop
it
it to
still
350.
might line up that way. They still might release Brooklyn this year.
Right. The timing just can't be right after this announcement because that'll look bad. They got to set this record straight first before they're like, oh, get the Brooklyn.
Yeah, it looks like they were preparing. Again, we still don't know why it was 350.
No.
We thought it was Brooklyn, and it still might be because of Brooklyn, but it might be like maybe the higher-ups at Microsoft said, cut this shit to 350, see if it sells.
And then they laid off their physical media team.
Well, they cut it to 350, and then did it sell? And maybe the executives are like, get that shit out of here. Like, it didn't work out. I don't know. We will never know, I guess, until somebody writes a book about this shit.
Right.
Or
Just
somebody
looking
leaks
back.
out what happened.
Exactly.
Brooklyn has to be $399. That's priced at $499, my man. With 2 terabyte. Wi-Fi 6. Maybe enough of a sync. I think it means stink. To be made. Microsoft is a shit. I think if it's from corporate, I think it's pretty much a done deal. Because if it's true that they knew this 3 months ago, that means it's a done deal. But if they didn't, then what Noof is saying is correct. They could always change the course. Maybe by some miracle, they could change the course even with the mandate. But we'll have to see. Hey man, Microsoft's killed a bunch of shit before. That was popular. Just they don't want to invest the time and the money into it anymore. I think we've been playing more on PS5 the last year. It looks like I'll be keeping that route. Either way, this generation has let me down with Xbox numerous times. Yeah, I mean, Sony, they did the same thing. I mean, you got one game last year, and you're getting what's coming out this year.
The 2 Samurai games and the Ronin game and the fucking... What's the other one?
What's a big exclusive game? You had Spider-Man last year.
Right. As far as these games, I don't know if they're big. The Ronin game and the one that starts with the S, the the Japanese one that we saw. Those are the 2 games that are exclusive.
I don't count those.
Yeah.
I
don't-
count
yeah.
actual games that people want to play. Oh.
Oh.
Well, Abbo is going to play those games. He told me so. I'm worried as well. Microsoft's record of canceling good stuff. Well, you don't support it, so. Yeah, which is funny because Sony had.
Yeah, they
that.
give up. They give up on shit.
Sony
Yeah.
gave up on the Vita. They gave up on the PSP.
Oh yeah. They have a history of giving up.
Sony's got a history of giving that shit up.
And now Microsoft is showing that too.
Yeah. If you can't beat them, join them, and that's what they're doing.
Yep. The worst fucking thing for competition.
Yeah, it sucks too because a lot of people in the Xbox community built up their channels based around Xbox.
Yeah.
And if there's not going to be an Xbox in the future, I mean, what are they even covering this shit for? Like, what's the point?
Right.
Is somebody planning a new portable? Oh, I keep hearing that. I don't know. I don't think it's true. They're not really in the computer business anymore. You know that.
They're not.
The running game looks like it could be sneakily good. Well, you're gonna play Ghost of Tsushima. It said that, right? Because that's the exclusive game everyone wants.
Right.
Well, I'll say this. Wait till next week. We're gonna cover that as soon as it goes live, or as soon as it comes out. I don't think it's gonna be a video. It should be a video to the fans. They should put it on their website or whatever, but they're not gonna do that. They're just gonna probably put a shitty statement out.
Put a paragraph out or some dumb shit.
Yeah, because it's they don't want people making videos where they're cursing them out and shit like that.
Yeah. But you also have to be very clear with the statement too. You know what I mean?
Hopefully that's what they mean by we're listening and we hear you.
Yeah.
Remember the last time he wrote that? It was only a couple of months ago. He said, Banjo fans, we hear you.
Yeah.
It's like, motherfucker, you didn't hear no Banjo fans. They've been begging for Banjo since you bought fucking Rare. You gave them that puzzle game that sucked. Nuts and bolts.
Oh, yeah.
They wanted a real Banjo game. They've been waiting since then. That's almost 20 years ago. But don't worry, he hears us. After 20 years of begging this guy.
Yeah. We hear you.
We hear you. It's going to be on PlayStation. They know they have a shit show and they're causing it. Yeah. Well, I'm going to let you guys go.
Sounds good.
Anthony, you've been a trooper today. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, no, it was cool.
This
It was
wasn't
cool
planned. Last night
No.
I talked to you real quick.
Yeah, it was cool though. It's not something that we want to be here to talk about in terms of like, you know, we want to be on better news with Xbox, but we covered it and we'll talk more about it Wednesday a little bit along with some other news and we'll see what comes next week.
We weren't supposed to be here today.
We weren't even supposed to be here today, but Microsoft told us otherwise. So,
It's like 3 hours of suckiness. Well, I will say keep following that dude on Twitter. And I'm sure, you know, maybe more information will slip out or something. Who the hell knows? Shout out to Noof Nukem for coming on here. Subscribe to his channel. Noof Nukem.
Good to have you on here again, man.
Awesome. It was fantastic. It was a nice surprise, too. I didn't think he was going to come on.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was really cool. And he's invited anytime. Anybody else, they want to come on, let me know. I'll give them the Discord invite. And again, this Discord is only for people that want to be on the show. This is not, because last time I invited people, they all said, yeah, I want to be on. And they were just in the thing posting fucking memes all day. And it's like, no, if you're in this brand new one I just made today,
it's for being on here.
It's only for being a guest on this show. So, shout out to everyone who joined that. Fortune News, we'll see what happens. Yes, we have to see what happens, Cameraman. Maybe they will reverse their bullshit and figure out what to do. But like you guys have been saying, how can we trust them anymore?
Yeah.
You know? It's like a guy that keeps stealing from your house and you keep catching him.
Yeah, it's like, dude, come on.
I can't have you over. I won't take nothing. You let him over, he takes after shit.
Yeah. It's like, dude, what the fuck? We got to keep our eyes peeled now.
All right. Everyone, take care. Stay safe. Have a
Take
good
care.
one. Good night.
Good show. Good night,
All right.
everyone.
All right.
Take care.
Peace.
Peace out.
That's it. Follow him on Let's Talk Resident Evil on YouTube. And I'll probably stream tomorrow at some point during the day. And if not, I'll see you guys Wednesday for the podcast. So, all right. Peace.